Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Call the Netherdeep. We're back for the 5th session, which is nice and exciting. Let's roll the intro and we'll get into the game. Alrighty, welcome back. We're still waiting for one of our members to join the table digitally because they're having some technical issues. But I'm going to play some music for everybody else because that's what I'm going to do. Alrighty, there should be some music. Oh, not all players have loaded it. There we go. We should have some music. We should all be in now.
Yep. Can confirm.
Perfect. Can everybody hear me?
Yep. Rio can't because he's deafened, but
you over here.
I'm back.
there we go.
Alrighty.
I'm sorted. I had a lot of technical difficulties for a little bit.
Alrighty. So, for everyone that can listen while you two join the game, you have finally arrived at Bazzoxan. Bazzoxan is... people are cleaning up the debris from the last attack, tending to the injured, performing last rites of the dead, repairing fortifications, and preparing for the next incursion. Gibbering mouthers, created by the demons in the Betrayer's Rise, are common threats, as are Dretchits, Quasits, and other lesser demons. On rare occasions, more powerful demons attack, or demonic energy animates bodies of the dead soldiers. Many of the town's inhabitants are fighters, so it's your turn to finally explore. What would you like to do now that you're at Bazzoxan?
Can I go hunt down my husband? Or soon-to-be husband that he doesn't exactly know that we're going to get married?
So your husband has headed off into town to, because he's obviously Varen is who I assume you're talking about. Has headed off to the Gatehold barracks to determine how much damage was done by the most recent attack.
I'm assuming that's what B2 is, or is it B? Which part is the barracks? Just out of curiosity.
The barracks are B4.
I can math. Found it. Okay.
You were also told that your friends, or the B team, which for everyone new to the session, the B team, these heroes are right here. They are at the infirmary.
Yes.
Which building?
B3.
Okay.
Which makes sense that it's near the
Armory?
you're near the armory. Quick, Dem, do you know that you're still in stream starting?
Yes.
All good.
This. And let's do this.
So yeah, what did everyone want to do? Just as a reminder, because it's been a while since we were on, I suppose, the main campaign here, you were heading to Bazzoxan because you believed there was individuals or information about the relic you found in Jiao. That was part of the reason you came to Bazzoxan, plus your own personal motivations, but that was a big reason for you wanting to come.
is there any sort of clerics or like libraries around where we could inquire about what these artifacts are? Would they be the best people in Bazzoxan to talk to about this?
The only person that, well, you haven't explored the city yet, so that's, and again, to anyone new at home, this is an idea of what Bazzoxan looks like. You were told of a cleric in an old temple that might be able to help you.
Okay.
But beyond that, you don't have a lot of information. Like I said, that's something you'll have to kind of find yourselves.
Well, before we start traipsing off, does anyone need any shop or anything like that for, I don't know, purposes and things?
I'm shopping. Either way, I've already gotten the information. I can't remember the guy's name right now, but I know who to go speak to.
Perfect.
For shopping purposes.
It's the cleric is who you were told about.
Yeah, I just can't remember his name right this second.
His name was Foghome.
Thank you.
Why do I feel like he's dressed up as a chicken? I know that's Foghorn, but same.
I mean, maybe. Don't you judge these people.
I'm not judging. I'm here for a good time. I'm here for a good time, not a long time, okay?
Alright, so
Actually, no, it depends if my husband agrees to marry me or not.
So,
then that'll...
Are we going as a party, or does the others of the group, like Ali or Coop or Dem, do you have something else you wanted to do instead?
Don't look at...
I am going to put it to the party that I'm going to go find some things. The last couple of rounds of combat, I have felt absolutely useless, so I need to see if I can find something to help us a bit more.
I would like to advise the party, in my official capacity as a druid, that I have gained the spell Revivify. So, I will briefly explain it. Basically, it's you know how last session when we ended up killing those farmers on accidental?
Bandits.
One farmer.
Bandit.
The bandits,
One
not farmers.
Yes. So
They were bandits. They put themselves as bandits. They are bandits.
Okay, we can run with that. So, not to bring up anyone's guilt about accidentally killing someone, but I have learned this spell Revivify, which basically means I can touch a creature that has died within the last minute and bring them back to life with 1 hit point. The trade-off for this is it's real expensive. Like 300 gold worth of diamonds expensive. So, we have the option to go looking for diamonds, and I can kind of keep that up my sleeve, and as a party we can kind of come to an agreement on what situations it can be used in. I don't think we're going to find I don't even think we have 300 gold on us collectively, to be honest, but it'll be, you know, a start to working towards that. Is everyone cool with that?
I like that thought plan. I think going together shopping is a good idea, but at some point we should try and make our way to the Myth Riders and just make sure they're all okay.
Yes, absolutely. Do we have Dem still? He's very quiet.
I think Dem's
I'm
trying...
still trying to fix broken shit.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Do you want us to put the brakes on? Sorry, I didn't realise how far away you were. Apologies. So, where did you want to head first, then? I suppose is the better question.
Is there a dedicated shopping area in this town, or are there just shops sprinkled around?
This, again, if you look at the art, this is... Town is a...
Oh,
town
it's
is...
a city, isn't it?
Well... Yeah, town / city, it's almost... Like, now that you're in here, this looks like a military camp. Like, these houses are more like barrackses. Like, it's, you know, it's... There are shops, but depending on what you're looking for, it's difficult to know if you will get what you need.
Okay.
So, did you want to have a look?
Absolutely, I'm down for that.
Okay, so, so if that's the case, roll me. How are you going to try and find this information? Are you going to try and talk to people to see if they, give you information, or are you going to just investigate? Like, how do you plan on finding?
I would ask the people around. Are we still kind of towards the gates, or have we?
You'd be kind of between B1 and the first sacrifice and the sacrifice engine. That first one.
Uh-huh.
Let's ask around. Let's see what people say.
Okay, so roll me a persuasion check. Unless you're trying to lie to them to get information out of them, which should be a deception check.
Persuasion. I need to remember the controls for this. That is a 14.
Okay, so based on that information, you are told that near, kind of in the realm of like between B4 and B3, there's a small stall who is, it's not a stall, but a shop that often has things that aren't always legally obtained. So you kind of get this.
Stephen's favourite.
So their business is often referred to as the Wandering Ticker.
Okay.
Yeah. And the individual that runs the shop is, they call him Sneezy Ron.
Sleazy or sneezy?
Sneezy as in a chew.
Okay.
It can be both.
But yeah, so if you're looking for equipment, that's probably the place to be.
Let's head.
Makes me quiet.
What time of day is it?
I'd say early afternoon.
Okay, cool.
Because you kind of got into town in that like mid or early afternoon, so probably like early afternoon, kind of getting towards like everything's still. Well, you gather a city like this is operational almost 24/7, being that it's under constant attack from Betrayer's Rise. Because the more you look at this city, you realise that the city isn't keeping things out. It's keeping things in.
Oh.
The way you see it set up, Betrayer's Rise is where these mouthers aren't coming in from out in the wastes. This is to prevent things getting out into the wastes.
Okay, cool.
So, like, you realise, like, when you look at the streets, they're quite set up like palisades to, like, it's all designed so that by the time things get to B1, like, and as you head towards, if you're heading towards that shop, you see there are dead gibbering mouthers and dead members of the guard. Like, the ones you fought are the ones that managed to get to B1 from Betrayer's Rise.
Okay.
So they had kind of filtered through the city, fighting as they progressed, and the ones that you fought are the ones that got there.
Okay.
So the city is kind of like a containment unit.
Correct.
Almost. Okay.
I just wanted to give a quick heads up before we go too far. I may duck out in a moment, and I may have to duck out again later, because Ali's chair gets delivered today, so I gotta go pick it up.
Okay, well,
So
good.
I'd give us a head up.
I'm in a similar boat. I may have to I may have to keep an eye on Ollie's monitor because Kayla has to go out later too, so that's alright. And by the way, Dem, you're worried about there not being enough. You've got more viewers than all of us. But anyway, so what's the plan?
That's because I've got Cooper, Ali, myself, you, and fucking Pat.
Because we love you.
Rude. It should be in there.
You might be.
so-
I just didn't check.
Alright.
Can
And
we
someone
also
else.
make inquiries about, because I'm going to assume, considering it's mid-afternoon, we're going to want to stay here overnight, especially if we're going to be hunting for answers after we do shopping for however long shopping takes us.
I can do
So-
something about that for us and make sure that we're safe.
I was...
After our most recent battle, I've gained a spell that will allow us to have a place to stay overnight. That'll be
Oh,
completely safe.
interesting.
You have been told there is an inn in town as well.
Well, that was going to be my suggestion. Maybe we double-check the inn's got room for us as well.
Always check
whichever
the
you
inn.
guys are happy to
you
do.
guys.
The inn was B7.
Yeah. Always worth going to the
Effectively, B7, B3, and B4 were locations that you were aware of.
Yeah.
Oh. Thank you
And
for the
B1.
follow. Oh, and B1, because that's when you walked in. So yeah, B7, B3, and B4 were locations you were... If you don't remember, they were things... Regardless of... Like, they're things that you've been told about, especially in that conversation you've had with the guards and Varen. You know about those locations pretty comfortably.
Yep.
Yes.
You might get lost getting there, but you know they exist, you know what to look for.
Yeah.
You've been told the inn's name. It was... The Ready Room. It's the only inn in Bazzoxan.
You know what? That seems kind of on theme for a military-esque based city.
And it's the only
Yeah.
building in town that doesn't look like a military barracks.
Yeah, that tracks.
Love it.
Makes sense.
So I guess we just head towards Sneezy. Is it Sneezy Roy or Sneezy Ron?
Sneezy Ron.
Already. Ron. And then if he's not out, then I guess we just go to the ready room because it's on the way by the looks.
These are all good suggestions, chat.
I do like what chat's offering us as our ideas.
Yep.
My God, we're not
let's-
yet at this stage where we're doing war crimes.
Let's not commit war crimes this early
Especially
on.
in a military town.
Yeah,
Already accidentally
you're
murdered
going to jail.
a civilian.
the rest of you guys might die, but I'll get out of there and I'm okay. But I'd rather not have my entire party murdered. I need my meat shields.
And you still don't
I
know what
guess let's
taxes
see
are.
how agreeable.
Staffin's whole
these
thing is
are.
war crimes.
Yeah, he hasn't committed any yet, though.
Yours are
He kinda has.
intentional war crimes. They don't
He's
count.
committed crime and war crime in 3 episodes.
Technically, they don't count because they're accidental.
Listen, it's only a war crime after the first time.
It's also the winner of the war decides what's a crime and whatnot.
Oh, Jesus.
That's not true.
Shh,
Not true at all.
it is now.
That's why the UN exists.
I was about to say, is Staffin
You
running on
were?
the logic of Geneva suggestions, not Geneva conventions?
I was
I'm
gonna say,
Canada.
does this mean Thaffin's technically a part of the UN? Because, like, he's doing better
No,
than
I'm
America
Canada.
at the moment.
Ugh. Yeah, let's not go there.
He's Canada.
Sorry.
He started
Sorry,
war crimes.
I had to.
Yeah, I'm the inventor of all war crimes.
Oh, I love it. I love it. All right.
Yikes.
So at this point, what's the party like? What's the consensus? Are we all going shopping? Like we need to go to the shops or whatever?
Yes,
Or-
I need
Yeah.
to at least. Hey, quick question. Have we looted any gold since we started this adventure? Have we actually
Yeah.
picked that up?
we got gold.
We
yeah.
have 100 gold
Okay, cool.
You also have
as a group.
you also have individual gold piles on your tables. So like, which if you remember, like just because, and then we loot it from the Dragon's Hoard to give you more when you earn it. But yeah, the whole idea was you actually keep your gold as stacks on your table or in baggies like Dem is.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that way you've got a visual representation of what money you have.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
And remember, this isn't all good. This isn't the end of the. This isn't session. What was it? This is your currency can always be converted. So if you've got a platinum but you need gold, it's always convertible. This isn't like us when we're trying to have a gold coin shortage, because everyone wants bluey coins. So
Which were stolen from the fucking warehouse.
What a pain that
We're not
was.
going into.
I feel bad for postal workers.
Yeah.
So are we planning to see?
It's easy. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, we are.
So you head towards there. Head towards like that kind of area. As you're passing the sacrifice engine, which is the thing on the left,
Such an odd name.
they are some of the most prominent features in Bazzoxan. As you kind of like poke your head around, because you obviously would be curious, each one is a 30-foot deep pit lined with rows of silver blades. They can be made to spin by pulling a lever near the edge of the pit. In bygone days, servants of the betrayer gods threw mortals into these pits to appease their evil lords. Now, the Aurora Watch uses them to get rid of demons. Effectively, they are holes with giant spinny blades in them.
Don't fall in there.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at the, it's, spoiler alert, it's 8d10 for every round that you're in the pit.
Oh.
So,
Or in other words,
How cheap.
blended.
So about the same amount of damage as Rhea did to the farmer.
Yep.
Throwback to last session. Yeah, perfect time for a grease spell. So you keep heading into it, and you see a small wheelable cart, and you see items for sale and a hooded, robed individual.
Like a lot of items for sale, or like a handful of odds and
Think like a bustling cart with all odds and ends
Okay.
attached to it. At a distance, it looks mostly like common gear, but, you know, who never knows what's under the counter.
yeah, of course. I'll approach the keeper.
Yeah.
Sneezy, Ron, right? As I approach.
You look up, and the masked face has a snout, like a fronted snout. Still hooded.
Puppy.
No, more lizard-like, like a dragon
Oh,
ball.
yeah. Like a lizard folk
Get the
dragonborn
dragon.
type. Okay, cool.
In a strange voice, how can Sneezy Ron help?
We are in search of some items after our last battle with the creatures that were going through here. And yeah, we were told to come and see you. You're the person to speak to.
Yes, the guards. Yeah, and you see Sneezy Ron kind of bopping his head a little bit. I have all kinds of adventuring gear. I've got caltrops and candles, climbers kits and component pouches. Do you like? Oh,
We do.
And we've been told you also have some things that
shh!
are of a little harder value to get your hands on. Don't worry.
Do you want me shut down?
No, of course not. We want to purchase.
What?
We're in the market for
And
some
I'm not sure if you,
interesting items.
I'm not sure if you can see my stream, but or my camera, but he's very very mobile when he's talking. What is it that you're looking for?
Diamonds?
Ron might be able to get you diamonds. How many diamonds?
Ooh. I'd say we should keep at least... Potentially, we should be looking for at least one or two. I turn to the party and I assume we've obviously spoken about this on the way, but we've just forgotten about it.
So the question is, how much? If you're looking for spell reagents, how many gold pieces worth of diamonds are you seeking?
I'm going to say we should probably aim for trying to get 2, but we just don't have the gold. We don't have the gold for even one of them at this point.
Thuffin has 1 silver and 1 copper.
Thank you, Faffin.
Oh, it's nice that you travel with young ones, and he pulls from his stall like a teddy bear. Here, young one, for free!
I'll set your house on fire if you do that again.
Oh, you're just a goblin!
Faffin, it's okay. I am in need of just some basic items I assume you would have, that I don't believe they're contraband. I'm looking potentially for a crossbow, something with range that can do some decent damage.
Do I look like an armory? But yeah, I've got a crossbow.
I was going to say, to be fair, you don't look like an armory, but you look like somebody who knows how to get what they need, or what somebody else needs.
But what kind of crossbow?
Any crossbow at this point. I need something for range, and that is it.
How martial are you? I assume you're not proficient with. I assume you're not proficient with martial weapons.
I don't believe bards are, but
Being
I'll double check
half elf,
actually half elf I am, yeah.
Because
you should have bows. I don't think crossbows are on your list.
Because a light crossbow is 25 gold pieces.
Oof.
A hand crossbow is 75 gold pieces, and a heavy crossbow would be 50 gold pieces. You've got to remember, range equipment is very expensive.
Yeah, that's fine.
You could buy a sling for 1 silver piece.
That would be fine. A sling will do.
Yep.
Sling with some ammo.
Its ammo is rocks. You don't buy rocks.
Yeah, of course. I was thinking ball bearings, but yeah, that works as well.
Yeah, anything. Yeah, coins. You could use coins as a weapon.
If I'm in dire need, yeah, I could do what I need to do. I getcha.
Nice, happy feet.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's fine. A sling is a good start.
Okay. Is that all you want? A sling?
I have some other I sort of whisper to him, I'm in search of some interesting artifacts, and I don't know who to speak to. I've been told to come and see you, and I'll sort of subtly discuss the kind of item that I am searching for. Do
I look like a wizard?
Again, no, but I've been told you would know who to speak to, or where else might have this kind of information. A library, or something of that nature.
And you're paying me a silver piece for this information?
Yes, I'll give you a silver if you can give me credible information.
What he's getting at is you've bought 1 silver's worth of goods and you're asking him for favors.
I'll be buying more. I'm interested in information at the moment.
Well,
I assume everybody's looking at the wares around us at the moment.
Well, Fogholm is interesting. That big brute. And how much are you prepared to pay for information?
Well, it depends on what that information will give me.
Because
if it's good information, I'll give you a gold.
Because a question may have the answer. He's like looking at you expectantly, waiting for a response to that statement.
I'll hand him a gold.
For an elf, you're thick. Question is the name of person.
Yeah.
They're at the inn.
I'm handing him a gold for being there. Like, literally for giving me help.
So, can I get you to make me a perception check?
Sure.
And anyone else who's there, feel free to make a perception check, because you're all standing watching his engagement.
want a perception check.
Zaffin's looking at the ceiling,
Fine.
looking at the bugs.
I got a 14.
Okay,
Is-
16.
I got a 13.
You feel that these arms may be prosthetic. Which is odd.
Interesting.
And his movements are very odd. But effectively he says there's someone called Question that stays at the inn that might have some information for you. As well as the cleric you've already been told about.
Yep, cool.
He does tell you, though, where to find the temple. The temple is B5 on the map. You probably gathered it was one of the things, but B5 is where the temple is.
Thank you.
Never answered his question, though, regarding how many diamonds, or how much gold in diamond you asked for.
The question is to Sin, how much gold does it in diamond does it take to cast one Revivify?
300.
Okay.
We're gonna be saving
We want
for a while,
one, but
yeah.
at this point we can't get any, I'm assuming.
No, we can't. We don't have enough
Then
gold.
we have to say that.
We don't. Yeah. We don't have the gold for diamonds right now.
What about trade?
Trade.
I like trades. What do you have? Weapons? Soldiers like weapons.
I only have basic dagger, things like that, so I can't help guys.
I don't want a butter knife.
Doesn't someone have a magical weapon?
Someone
You,
has a
Ryu.
sword. No, I've got a longsword. I was never given it.
Who has the moon touch sword?
That was never given to anybody. We had it identified, and that was as far as it went.
Well, there's a moon touch short sword somewhere.
It should go to probably the melee fighters, but the problem is there's only one.
That's me, isn't it?
Yep, and you don't
And
use
you
weapons.
don't need them. I mean, I'll take it.
It's
I'll
actually
happily use
it's sitting on artisan's desk.
Oh yeah, it is.
Fucking
My bad.
useless.
Then I would probably say it's on his desk for that reason, I guess.
He uses guns, he doesn't need a sword.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Take
what
the
kind of
sword,
is it?
Pally.
What actual sword is it? Was it a long sword or a short sword?
It's a better than you have sword.
short.
Clearly.
It's classified as light, so
Yeah, it's a short sword.
Okay, that's fine. I'll take the short sword. That's nice.
Zaffin sneaks over to the whoever's holding the bag of holding, I can't remember. And
Isn't it
pulls
you?
out the frozen... No, it's not me.
I-
He pulls out the frozen fish.
Cool.
I think it might be
And-
Raya.
Yeah, I think Ray has got it. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, probably me.
He pulls out the frozen kipper and goes,
How much for this?
Where did you get fish?
That's a good question.
In
Where
our
did we
travel.
get fish?
In our travels, we competed in a tournament and we got fish while we were at it. There was a length of swimming that we had to do.
It is a magic fish after all.
It's true. It is magical.
That's what they said to me, at least.
How about this? I like fish. I like fish. Thafin,
Wait, don't we have those weird mushrooms as well that we can offer?
Thafin,
Touch my
I don't know.
mushrooms.
can you
I
make
don't
me?
know.
Can you make me an? We'll say perception check. Make me a perception check now that you're talking to him and he's kind of approached you.
Wa-da-da!
Oof.
2.
Cool. You perceive nothing. Um.
I'm too short to see what he's doing. I see.
Um.
Well, I just don't think you're all there, to be perfectly honest.
He says, how about... I haven't had fish in so long. 2 platinum pieces.
Deal.
You no longer have that, but you now have 2 platinum pieces. Just put them in front of your thing. Sean.
Excuse me, but I've forgotten. What race was this dude again?
He is wearing a trench coaty robe. His face is masked. There's a snout, so you're thinking.
Okay, I know what it is.
And the eye slots look lizard-like.
I see what it is. I can't do anything about it because I didn't see it. Do you mind modding me as well?
Oh yeah, sorry.
Alrighty, so you like fish? You haven't had fish in a while.
We're in the middle of a desert.
Of course.
Just a heads up for anyone watching. We are here in the middle of this wasteland. So when he saw a frozen fish, he was like, dinner.
Yes. Alright. We're also open to trade of work, potentially, too.
I specialize in cooking, so I'd be more than happy to prepare the fish in a meal for you.
This won't be cooked.
Defrosted is fine.
Yes.
I'm good with...
I know how it is.
I can perform music, I can get information, that's my sort of...
If you're not buying anything else, fuck off.
So, 1 platinum's 10 gold, correct?
Yes, I did give you 2 platinum in front of your name, but yes, it's 10 gold. It's all 10, 10, 10. So 1 platinum's 10 gold, 1 gold is 10 silver, 1 silver is 10 copper.
Yeah,
I thought
sweet.
that was the case. So
10, 10, 10, 10.
we now have... I'm just going to put this in here. 'cause-
I would like to trade some tea leaves that I've made.
A copper.
It's good tea.
It is. It's really
As
good.
well with fish.
Ooh, yeah.
Believe it or not, it's what's known as a cold brew, meaning it would go perfectly with a nice raw fish.
Make me a persuasion check.
You got this. Oh, god damn.
Don't fucking bother.
Yeah, I got 14.
1 copper.
Like a bardic inspiration, maybe?
1 copper.
Love some bardic inspiration.
Yeah, you get to add to a roll.
Body inspiration has to be done before.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Oh.
Can you make me a perception check now that you're up close and talking to him?
Sure. 19.
You don't think this is a Dragonborn. Its snout is too small. You've seen Dragonborn on your many, many adventures. Something doesn't make sense. Small snout, big arms that aren't real. No... And it looks like there's a tail, but that's not common for Dragonborn.
Would I, with my knowledge that I've accumulated, know roughly what species this is?
Well, there's nothing that makes sense. Because Dragonborns are the only thing that would be tall enough that are reptilian or lizard folk, which this thing's snout is too small. You have a sneaking suspicion. This might be multiple creatures. Like 3 kobolds in a trench coat.
I like that idea. I like that idea.
Yes, you are and when you look at the coat, you see the wriggling is in 3 parts, and the feet are quite small. So this is, you gather, 3 creatures.
All right. Then.
I whisper to, I approach, I hand some tea leaves, and I whisper as quietly as possible. Will 1 fish truly be enough to feed all of you?
What are you talking about, lady? It's just me.
Yes, just you.
Yes, just me.
I suppose that the lower halves don't get a say in anything, just you? Or is it perhaps they
You see him wince like something's hit him.
they want to share in the fish?
Shh, this isn't common knowledge. We're not common knowledge.
We're not?
I'm Ron. The belly's Daryl. And
Wait, is this like
It literally is.
the 3 fucking squirrels in a trench coat?
Yes.
it's
But
three.
kobolds.
It's 3 kobolds. Like kobolds
Oh
are
my
like
God.
they're like little lizard people.
Right.
And my youngest brother. He named himself. He doesn't want to say the name.
Perhaps.
Gazgul Thraka.
His name's Droopy McCool.
Oh, the internal cringe.
Yeah.
You can just feel the reason why I didn't want to say it.
Yeah.
If Staffin had heard that, he would have loved it.
Yeah.
So it's Ron, Daryl, and Droopy McCool are the 3 brothers in a trench coat, which are all kobolds.
I say, well, you are safe with us. No need to fear.
How about this? You keep my secret? I'll help. What's that bag you've got there? Can you open it?
Is this the bag of holes?
Yeah.
Is that what he was referring to?
Yeah.
I show him. I said,
You see a little hand from the middle of the trench coat shoot out and drop a bag into it and put its hand back in. So you see it's like this full trench coat and then this little red hand, this little red lizard-like hand like pops out at the stomach, drops something in, like retracts quickly.
What do we get so I can add it to the bag?
It's 100 gold pieces worth of diamond.
Holy shit.
So it's
Okay,
not.
I will.
So it's not a full. It's not the full spell, but it's.
no,
It's
but-
part of it.
Because to clarify for those who don't know, when a spell has a gold value component, it doesn't have to be a singular diamond worth that gold pieces.
Yeah.
It could be 300 gold pieces worth of diamonds, or a singular 300 gold piece diamond. If it's singular diamonds, it actually makes it harder because you have like a 500 gold piece diamond, you lose the whole thing. So a bag of 100 gold worth of diamonds might make life easier later on. But yes, it's
Yeah.
100 gold worth of diamonds.
Thank you for your generosity.
Keep my secret,
Secret is safe with us.
or we'll find you. He tries to say menacingly, but it
It just comes off like
well,
trying to be scary.
really, Ray is the only one that's noticed this. You all think these are Dragonborn, this Dragonborn dude.
Yeah, but
Did he say that last part loud enough that Staffin could hear it though?
Which part?
Trying to threaten people?
Plus, wouldn't we have seen his hand?
Depends.
No, that was
Depends.
the whole point.
Not if we're all browsing.
Because the whole idea is he leaned in, like he asked her to bring the bag to him, and the hand went bonk bonk.
Yeah.
I haven't told any of you guys this, you don't know it, but
You might have heard him say something, but it was to be like, just keep the secret. If you
I just want to know if I could hear him threaten specifically. I don't care about the rest.
you might make me a perception check to see if you heard it. That's probably the only
Can do.
fairest way to do it.
Let's get this to 10.
That's enough. You would have heard him say, you need to keep my secret. Or, actually, you would have heard you need to keep our secret.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
And
yeah.
then I
Yeah.
heard the threat.
The threat, yes.
I have a question.
Yeah.
With the metal of the maze and the metal of the meat pie, their uses, were they for the maze only?
No, they, until you use them, they will work. They are,
Okay, cool.
think of them like spell scrolls. And like
Okay.
their abilities, so,
Yep.
yeah.
I was just trying to remember.
They're a
this.
one-use
Okay,
item
sweet.
that can be used anytime.
Yeah, that's why I referred to them like a spell scroll. Yep.
Back to that threat. Staffin hears the threat and squares up to this fucking Dragonborn because he again doesn't know.
Who do you think you are?
as Staffin does this, I pick him up and say, now, Staffin, it's okay. And I turn to Ron, Daryl, and McCool and I say, your secret is safe with me. You do not need to worry. And also, if I perchance come across any fish, I will bring it your way.
Fish or birds, excluding Aarakocra. They're too stringy.
Fair enough.
Good to
I'll
know.
keep my eyes
I'm
on
watching
the
you.
board. I just pat it on the head and give him some tea.
So
Okay, thank you.
the artificial arm, as you put Fafin down, like pats him on the head, like they're there, like cause
I bite it.
It's metal, so
I bite it as hard as I possibly can.
and like there's no reaction because it's just this fake arm.
I might break a tooth in the process.
You definitely are a little bit sore. Like, not breaking any teeth, but you're like, oh. It's like, biting into something that you think is going to be soft and it's really, really hard. But yes, does anyone else have any business? I should point out, he did have for sale during this interaction. The interaction's over, but if there's anything else you want to buy, he has anything from the Player's Handbook's adventuring gear section for sale. So
The boring stuff.
the boring stuff. He does have a singular potion of healing. That was
Can't afford.
probably not.
Do you have any like weird food or ingredients or like spices or anything like that, or not really?
You gather this
He
is.
didn't even have fish.
You gather this guy's
But he can't have meat and shit.
more a fence. You gather this guy's a
Okay.
fence. So those diamonds were
from
probably stolen. They are probably stolen.
Lucky they don't
and-
have barcodes.
And the regular adventuring gear is kind of like the face of the operation. So like
Yeah.
he would sell bits and pieces to the soldiers and people that do pass through, while probably at night the three of them steal their shit and then sell them more shit the next day.
I like these guys. I already like them.
Yep.
I don't.
But yes, that is that. So where do you want to go next?
I'm gonna say probably to see Fogholm.
Okay, so heading towards
I would
B5.
like to go see him. I'm gonna put it to everybody. Everybody's fine to do what they want. I would like to go see Fogholm. He may have some information for me that I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Like the artifact.
Sure, let's go with that.
So do you want to go?
Okay.
You see,
Essentially, yes.
you see
Yes,
smoke
there's other stuff.
on the way. You do see smoke billowing to at B2. Did you want to bypass there on the way to B5? Because you're kind of in between like B3 and B4 at the moment. You could swing up to B2 and then back down. By the way, from
Yeah, have a
here
look at
you can see the infirmary, the barracks, and the inn from where you were standing. You can see all
Actually,
three of
we
those
should
things
go to
because they're all right
Infirmary.
there.
We should probably see the infirmary as well. Go see our lovely companions.
Yeah.
We'll go see Ao and
I'm
that.
sure Thafin won't mind seeing his waifu, Ao.
Okay. So you head to B3.
Thank you very much.
You head to B3, the infirmary. 3 buildings on the perimeter of the central square have doors marked the symbol of a hand alight with magic, identifying these as a place of healing. The walls as you enter are lined with shelves that hold old books and medical supplies. The floor is crammed with narrow cots. There's a small office in the back, its door ajar, and its air reeks of medicinal bits and pieces. Inside you see...
Spices.
Medicinal
herbs and spices.
Effectively. You see a drow priest chatting with a young female drow, whose armor and gear are stacked neatly. There's other wounded patients that are mostly asleep, as well as the B team sitting in barracks talking amongst themselves. Like, sitting in some of the beds talking amongst themselves.
Thafin, are you gonna go launch yourself at
I was
Ao?
about to say he would have immediately gone like a hound dog, nose up in the air.
As you enter, the priest greets the party.
Sorry, just to bump in. On the way there, I decided, because my feet hurt, I climbed into Ray's shell.
Love it.
As long
I
as
still haven't popped back out.
perfect. She introduces herself as Abatha. She asks about your health and if you're okay from the previous battle.
I believe we actually managed to get out of that battle with no issues. Actually, I think we were pretty well done there. Actually, but thank you. I do appreciate that. Also, if you guys are actually damaged, speak up, because I didn't get hit, so I assume nobody else really took any damage.
I think I did, but I am also just gonna hold out for a long rest tonight.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm Jason Neal.
There's an interesting sigil on her lapel. If anyone wants to make a religion check to see what it is.
I would definitely like to.
Yes.
Yeah, I definitely am with my great religion.
20.
That would be a 19 for me.
That's enough. You
20 for me.
Yep. So you guys recognise this is a symbol of Zalakas, who was the right hand of Corellian the Archheart before falling in the Calamity. Which means she probably disproves the efforts in Bazzoxan, but she supports that trying to keep these demons in to prevent them getting to further parts of the Kryn dynasty.
So she doesn't agree with it, but the methods work. So
Because their goal is to retake Betrayer's Rise long term.
Right.
So, like, whilst this is a holding pen, their goal is, like, every time they keep trying to break into Betrayer's Rise to clear it out, to make this a fortress for the Kryn dynasty. But they've been not successful, so effectively this is like a stalemate.
Right.
But yeah, so disapproves of that idea, but respects and understands the Kryn dynasty needs to be protected. Yeah. The B team kind of waves at the party.
Hello.
I knock
Oh,
on...
sorry, Ree, this is a quick question for you. I assume at all times the Jewel of Three Prayers is not publicly out on your person.
100%.
Just clarifying. Just clarifying, because that will change my conversations you're having with everyone that you've spoken to so far.
For reference, I'll explain it to you because you'll know the really garish looking collar.
Mm-hmm.
It sits directly under that, so
Yep.
where the collar comes all the way down.
Yep.
It sits like under that, so it can't
Just
be
making
seen.
sure, yeah, it's not publicly visible. Yep, cool. Just
Put
clarifying.
it in perspective. Well, you'll know, but nobody else will see it. So underneath, there's like a set of claws that looks like claws are just holding it, if you know what I mean. So nobody else will see it. It's directly under the clothing, but that's what's holding it there, so it doesn't move.
Yep. Got it.
All right.
All right. Cool.
I like that you had to mention that though, because I was thinking it. I'm like,
Just want to clarify that.
Yep.
So, did you want to ask anything of Bartha? Bautha? Is that Bartha? Butha? I don't know. Botha? Botha? Or the B team? But yeah, the B team look well rested.
Has nothing come out of Raya's shell yet?
I think she.
Yeah.
No.
I'm gonna knock
Nice.
on... I'm gonna say, maybe... I think Thafin would enjoy seeing
I
our
was about to
friends
say,
here.
if he hears AO, he'll probably like, what?
Well, that's true. That's right.
I pop my head into my shell just to check in on what Thaffin's doing.
I'm
He's just
just
helping
sitting there.
himself to a cup of tea.
I'm sitting there making a cup of tea and twiddling my toes.
And I say to him, Thaffin dear, while I approve tea making, we are near Ao, if you wish to come out and say hello.
I, without a beat, the moment you said AO, flip everything I'm doing upside down, pouring scalding water inside of your shell accidentally, and burst out of the top of your shell.
I proceed to fix all of that.
Yep.
I'm giggling behind my hand, trying not to double over laughing.
Ao's like.
Crashing and bashing and plates breaking and Rhea squeal.
Ao,
Just pop out of a shell.
the Genasi, is like, hello, Thefin. Good to see you.
You made it!
Of course we did.
Oh, and you guys made it too. Hi!
Dermot's like, hello, because obviously Dermot is a goblin as well, so quite short. Irvin and Gal are like, eh. And Maggie's kind of just quietly watching. Ao's like, so, have you found anything out about that doodad we found? She's saying it openly, but not like, she's not blurting it out loudly, but she's...
Stefan looks at her with
yet.
such a confused look, because he's completely forgotten about the thing that we found. He's just too focused on staring into her eyes.
She gestures out her hands so you can hold it if you like.
His nose starts to bleed and he goes back into the shell.
Is he okay?
He'll be okay.
I'll be fine.
He's
You
enthusiastic.
just hear Raya
if you
go.
will.
You just hear Raya go. Oh. And why are you bleeding?
She looks at Dermot and goes, we got lucky, didn't we, buddy? And he looks up and goes, I just don't understand some goblins.
I'll return the. We haven't found anything further at the moment.
So,
Okay.
Into the metagame of that statement, I'm the lucky one. No one can do what I can do.
She says to the party that this evening they're going to be heading to the inn and hanging out, trying to explore, see if they can get permission to try and go down into the Betrayer's Rise to explore, maybe see if they can find a doodad of their own.
Not a bad idea.
But they explain that you need permission to enter the Betrayer's Rise.
Yes.
So,
That makes 100% sense.
as A, it's something they're trying to expand into, B, it's dangerous as hell.
I love dangerous as hell.
Do we offer to go with them, considering the trouble that they've run into
Probably not a bad
with
idea.
their
Ao,
previous adventures?
Ao fully expects at some point that you'll be there, and is like, it's been a race before, we might see her down there. You gather that whilst she likes you, you've won the first part of the race. She is
Right.
very competitive.
Right.
This is, in her eyes, this is her and her party's opportunity to maybe have
Even
success
more.
have success like you have. So it's
Right.
not like a threat, not a threat at all, not a threat at all. But it's hey, we might see you down there. Good
Yeah,
luck.
okay.
May the best team win. We might see you down there
Yeah.
if we're successful. But may the best team win.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so it's not like zero. You do not feel threatened. You do not feel attacked. It's just a case of we'll
They
do our
prefer
own
for us
thing
not to. Yeah.
because they want their opportunity to succeed.
Yeah. I getcha.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
But then she says it in a very playful way, like a genuinely like we might see you down there.
Yeah.
Well, most likely you will.
Well, we can at least share some good alcohol, whatever they serve here
Drinks.
in a military base, and some food tonight together.
That I can agree to. Rhea, you have some of that tea, right?
Tuel just laughs. What? How? Without any tea.
I pop out of the shell with like a little bit of Daphin's nose blood on my head, a little bit of a burn mark on my cheek, and some like broken bits of like plates in my hand, and I'm like, I still have plenty of tea. I just need to eat. And then I pop back in.
Gal like goes to the top of your shell and says, as long as you're prepared to share that lovely tea, here's a donation. And he like drops a gold piece into the top of your shell. Thank you for sharing, Raya. It's always appreciated. He says that like kind of being least douchey as he can, but he's like, I still want the tea, and I'm going to pay for it. But I am going to be condescending. I just put the...
say, anytime, kid, anytime. I'm always happy.
I just put the gold coin on your pile, Ali. Cool. Is there anything else you wanted to do in the infirmary now that you've squared away the B team?
No. I think we're going to swing past B2, weren't we, after we saw them?
Yeah, I think B2, then to B5.
And then B5, yeah.
Are there many injured in the infirmary? Like a lot of
Most of
people
them sleeping, and yes, you'd hazard a guess around 20.
Okay, I might make plans to come back and help out and use a bit of my healing
So
power.
Bortha explains that a lot of these injuries, it's just time. Like you look around,
Okay.
there's
Yep.
limbs missing, or like that kind of thing.
Okay.
Like
There's
she
nothing we can do to
is a magical cleric. She's done what she can, but a lot of these people are either dying or recovering from like missing a limb and require prosthesis.
Okay.
As you start to turn out,
Sorry, Jared, just before we go, I've already forgotten his name. Wow, he's having a night.
B team or
the
the
guy who
priest?
bought tea from me. B team
Oh,
who bought tea
Gal,
from me.
Galashrad, the drow.
Yeah. I not only pop out with a fresh brewed cup, but I also give him like a decent amount because I have
Oodles.
way too much
Yeah.
tea, of the tea leaves, and I say, so you can brew some of your own, my dear.
He genuinely like gives you a hug and is like, in these wastes, sometimes this just keeps me sane. Thank you.
And I say to him, don't worry, I feel the same. And if you need a refill before you embark on anything,
He looks at what you've given him. This is more than enough. Thank you. And this is the nicest Gal's been to any of you the entire time you've been in this adventure. This is the nicest he's been. There's been like a switch. He's like, thank you.
and I'm like, you're very welcome. And I leave. But
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure you had enough tea on him.
Yeah, he's a very happy drow. I should point out, his smile is still just like that tiny little creak of a smile. But for him, that's a lot. On the way out, a very weak drow gives you a salute and asks if someone can hand you her satchel because she only has one arm at the moment. It's next to her bed.
I go grab it for her.
She, with her like stump holding the bag up and her other arm, she starts like rummaging through the bag quite weakly. She pulls out a small tiger's eye carving of a rabbit, with her name carved into it. Her name is Naven. She asks if you can place this at the Wall of the Unforgotten for her.
Absolutely, we can. Where is that?
B6.
Oh, okay. We can do it on the way through. Okay.
I put my hand on her shoulder, gently, and
Yep.
say, of course we can.
Thank you. And she uses her stump to drop the bag next to her and kind of lies back down. That's it. Where to now?
We're going to keep moving. Go off to B2, I believe, right?
It's up to you.
Yes.
Team?
Yep.
Yeah, cool. That's where we're going then.
All right.
B2, B6, B7.
Okay, so heading towards B2, you see a simple stone building against the mountainside. Thick, acrid smoke billows from the chimneys of this stone building. Corpses wrapped in beige cloth are stacked in a small yard northeast of the building. A willowy man appears wearing a leather apron greets you at the entrance with a surprising cheer. New bodies for Bazzoxan, I see. Behind him stands a giant of a man, muscular, blue-eyed, and with short cropped hair and a missing arm. These are the staff of the crematorium. Oh, thank you for the follow, and I just hit a follower goal of 120. Thank you very much. I heard this audio. I'm like, what does this audio mean? What's happened? Thank you.
Yeah.
It looks like when you approach the brothers, there's two of them, burning bodies. They ask if you've got time. They'd love a hand.
Absolutely. Let's go see.
Let's do it.
Make me a strength check.
Oof, this isn't going to be good.
7.
6.
Anyone else helping, or just you guys just watching them help haul bodies into a furnace?
Sorry, I was fixing Ella's game because she was connected.
Oh, I didn't realise.
I actually don't know what was happening.
You've headed to a crematorium. They've asked you for help.
Yeah, I help. It's not going to be much help, but I'm going to try.
Strength check. I just realised Coop's probably had no music this entire time, so I'm just getting music replaying for them.
That's all, G.
Alright, I'm back
I'll
in.
help her.
I will also help.
There you go, I rolled a 6.
Yep.
I'm more of a hindrance than I'm helpful.
I feel like our dice need to go into the dice bowl of shame, other than...
No. You don't understand. Even if I rolled a 10, I still only got a 10.
It is what it is. So, you're helping it slow. Can someone make me an insight check, please?
Sure.
Well,
yeah,
it's
I can do those.
again who's good at insight.
Oof.
I am very good at it.
I'll let you do it then.
I love doing the ones that I'm terrible at.
Are you fucking serious?
How did I
Like
beat
I
both of
said,
you? What the
I-
fuck?
So,
Like our dice
Thafin,
need to go into the bowl of shame.
Thafin, you notice.
Oh, mine's still an 8, by the way.
Yeah.
Well, an 8's enough, so that means you and Coop and maybe Sin.
7.
Yeah.
Yeah, I failed that.
Inside. Yeah.
Only an 8.
Yeah.
You notice that the older of the brothers, Sebastian, there's a pile that he's avoiding, and it looks like he's disgusted or disgusted or horrified looking at it. Like he doesn't want to touch it.
Do you need us to do that one?
Yeah.
Yes, I mean the guys that actually have arms.
If you want.
Is there something wrong? Is there diseases? I don't want to get sick.
If you have a look at the creature, it's a Vrock. A demon.
Do you have like an example of what that would look like for those who need visuals? If not, I can just Google it.
Yeah, I've got one.
Oh.
That.
Oh.
That's a Vrock.
Oh, he's a birdie. It's just a really big vulture with man arms. Looks like me.
He's got a weird looking snout.
Yeah, that's not terrifying at all, though, to people.
No, not at
Does
all.
he have eyes?
But yeah, definitely happy to help.
Its arms
load it
are a
up
little
and
smaller than mine, though,
burn it
just
up.
saying.
As you touch it, you hear, "Wait! Wait! Stop!" A voice shouts from down the street. A bookish tiefling jogs into view. A variety of archaeological tools hang from his waist with a satchel holding his notebooks. "You can't burn that yet! I need to study it!" Reaching into his satchel, he pulls out a badge and holds it up. As if the badge alone explained why he was asking you to stop.
Huh? Your badge means nothing to me. I can't read. Obviously, I'm not going to burn it yet.
He introduces himself as Prolix Yusuf, from the Allegiance of All Sight, and that's what his badge is displaying. He is an archaeologist from Uncarel in Marquet.
We're probably not the people you need to talk to. We're just
helping.
So, just if you look at the map,
Lackeys.
he is he's from Ancarel in Marquette, which is a different continent. You're on Wildmount, he's from Marquette.
Oh.
Yeah, he's from Ancarel.
What are you
Long way
doing
from
this
home.
far away from home?
I turn to him and say, well, you're a long way.
He explains that these things often swallow jewelry and other ornamental objects, and he believes that this might have valuable items from Betrayer's Rise in its stomach. He'd like to try and cut it out before the brothers burn it.
So I hear this. Okay.
He looks to you and says,
I'll make you a deal. We won't burn it. You help us get into Betrayer's Rise. We got business there.
I will proceed to help them with it.
It's an ultimatum. You get one choice.
So...
I will proceed to help with
I really want your help. So,
Listen to the man. I've seen him do things.
I don't have that permission, but I...
Find it.
But...
Boys, carry the body.
No.
I pull the dagger out.
You pulling a dagger out?
We're gonna help them.
No. We need help.
No. I'm not here as an archaeologist.
That stops me in my tracks as I go to cut this thing open and help them.
And we all just turn to look at him.
Turn around and look at him like...
I'm here to spy on a rival agent.
Nope. I'm done with this. I did not sign up for this. No way.
No. She's a member of the consortium of the Vermilion Dream. She has more sway here. She may help you.
What was the name again, sorry?
So, he is from... So, if someone's taking notes, these are important names. He is from the Allegiance of Allsight. The person he's here to keep an eye on is from the consortium of the Vermilion Dream. And her name was Olisa.
Okay, you've given us info. That's great. But that's not entry. We need a bit more than just information.
Well...
Maybe like a written statement to say we've done you good shit.
I'm not from this place. I have no sway. However, I'm staying at the inn as is she. However, I believe Question has some sway with the guards here. Question knows... Is it Viren? Vuren? Viren, yes. Question knows Viren. So does Question. If I can help introduce you to Question.
We would appreciate that.
It's a good start.
It's
I want that. And do you have any fish on you?
No, but
Is he sweating
Then
bullets?
1 gold.
Is he like actually sweating bullets? Like
he is terrified.
Sounds like
He is
I
terrified.
want that and 1 gold.
Faffin, you're scary.
Can I just, start working on cutting into this thing?
I'm thinking the same thing. I'm right there.
Make me a survival check.
Oh boy.
Oh god, what's my survival?
I still want my gold.
He says, can you break a platinum?
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay. So I got 20.
Then he offers you a gold piece. Or
I've just started cutting into this thing already while they've been chatting.
I take the platinum piece and
Yep.
then I go,
Oh my god, look what they found!
put it in my pocket and walk away.
Make me a deception check.
Okay.
God.
With advantage.
I don't need it.
He has no idea and is purely distracted. You, sir, have got yourself another platinum.
Oh yeah!
Hey. Jesus.
That one's mine. I'm not putting that in the party gold. I earned that one.
By the way, the guy at the front is the tiefling you're talking to.
Okay, cool.
The other person is the Alicia Telfan is the one in the back. You haven't met her yet, but they're in the same picture. So what was the roll for the survival check, Sarah? I missed that when the deception happened.
20.
20. You get this thing open. There is a pair of gold-trimmed eyes of the eagle, which I'll have to get you, and I'll have to get you an item card for that. 3 gaudy rings worth 2 gold each, and a cube-shaped puzzle box made of onyx and measuring about 3 inches.
Okay. So, that's all
and I should point out, while that's happening, the moment he sees that box, Prolix reaches in and grabs it.
No.
Not to steal it. He's just he's looking at it. He's like, "Whoa!"
You should really ask before taking something from someone's hands. That's quite disrespectful.
I don't care about the other things. I'm just looking.
Manners are free. That is all.
And I just paid you. Wait,
You didn't pay me. What are you talking about?
the goblin. Wait, and he realizes he's overpaid, but he's just like, as you do that, it begins to dissolve.
The box? The onyx box?
No, the demon.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Sorry. Apologies.
Oh, that's useful.
Obviously,
We
yeah.
don't have to worry about burning it.
With my knowledge of certain demonic races, little bits and pieces, can I make a check to see if I understand what has happened?
I don't have an item card for it yet, but check the text tat for the link. That's the item that was in the thing's belly, which he's letting you keep. Oh, what was that? Sorry.
Letting us keep.
Well, he hasn't grabbed it. It's still on the ground. If you're interested in it, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Am I able to make a check with my bit of knowledge relating to demons? What's happened just then? What caused this to happen?
The magic, or you've seen it before. When these kind of creatures, any magic that revolves around them fades, they often dissolve and return to nothing because they're summoned.
Yeah.
So that magic in its belly was binding it here, and now those items are removed.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So again, it's that, and effectively 6 gold pieces worth of rings, and the box is what was in there.
Cool.
I just look at the box and say, best be careful with what you touch. Very easy to find cursed items.
He says, okay, can I have this box? I want to trade for it.
What do you have to offer?
Well, it's a 2-part deal. Actually,
Yeah.
I want the box. How about this?
Yes.
If you find out what Alyssa's up to, I'll give you 200 gold pieces. And the box, even though I desperately want it. But you must swear it and its contents must not get to keep... She cannot keep it.
Why?
What is this box?
It's not... It's from a demon. It could just have something evil inside. I must keep it from her.
Can I have a look at that? I can identify these sorts of things.
Of course, he gives it to you. Like, he wasn't trying to steal it. He was just very intrigued as to what this thing was.
Can I cast Identify on it?
Certainly can.
I would like to cast Identify on it, please.
It reveals there's an aura of abjuration magic around the box.
Yep.
And it's definitely storing something that is magical. That is as much as you can detect with your spell.
Can I open the box?
I will hold onto the box.
Does that mean you've accepted my deal?
We'll investigate further, but we're not giving this box to anybody.
Do you swear it?
I will swear that we won't give it willingly.
Are you trying to deceive him, or are you being truthful?
I am...
If you're deceiving him, make a deception check. If you're not deceiving him, there's no roll required.
Yeah. Okay, so I am going to... I'm planning to keep it for us, so we can figure out
but
what it is.
then that's the truth. He says, if you find some information about what she's doing, and if you can stop her, 200 gold pieces I will give to you as part 2 of this bounty. As regards to Betrayer's Rise, all I can offer you is, if you meet us at the inn this evening, I will give you... I will...
I'm sure we can work this out. That's fine.
I'll see if question can help.
Thank you.
Thank you.
But yes, just one thing. Just one thing.
Yes.
The consortium. If they send someone here, it can't be good. Don't let her be fooled. Good day. And he wanders off.
I pop my head around the corner and go,
He's gone?
Yes.
I hold up my platinum and go, look what I got!
Oh, Saffin.
I
have no idea what just happened between you guys.
I'm
so excited.
I just pat him on the head. Good job there, Faffin.
I say to Saffin, so you're going to use that to perhaps restore some of the items you broke within my shell?
I didn't break anything. Your shell broke them.
And I turn around and I walk away.
Take that as a no.
I will take a look at this cube. Obviously, with my identify, it gave off some funky auras. Do I feel like it'll be okay to put it in my satchel?
Yeah. Did Artisan want to try and open it, though? I believe Artisan jumped in earlier and wanted to open it. Because you've been very quiet, Coop.
I mean, if he wants to, he can. If he wants to, I'll hand it to him.
Let's go somewhere less populated if we're going to open this, just in case something...
We should wait.
Maybe we should let Vera know as well, maybe, in case something goes wrong.
Or maybe we should just wait until tomorrow when we're rested and have all of our HP and have our wits about us and our spell slots just in case shit goes south.
That sounds like a bitch talking.
You know what? That sounds fine to me. I have
Two
my
bitches
goals to achieve
talking.
anyway, and I'm gonna basically keep heading towards the space.
B6 was where you're heading next, right?
Correct.
You guys used to be cool.
B6 or B5?
Well, B6 is kind of on the way to B5 from where you are.
True, that makes sense.
And we had to drop off the little thingamabob for the person.
Yeah. So as you head to B6, a stretch of stone wall is carved with names and wreaths of dried flowers, silver necklaces, and ropes weighted in good luck charms. The ground near the wall is cluttered with trinkets left as offerings. A few drow of the Aurora Watch pray in the corner. The main one, a drow priest of the Luxem, is praying. And you can see his left leg from the knee down is a prosthetic. As you approach him in the wall?
Yeah, we'll approach.
He stands and looks at you. Be respectful. They've earned their rest and deserve to have their rest honoured.
Daffin's teeth hurt looking at another prosthetic.
And I should point out, you're seeing
I'm
this...
working on a new design, and I need that man's leg. Can you get it for me?
If it's necessary.
You know how we were making jokes during the week about Rhett actually putting us in lockup for war crimes? I didn't think we were going to take that to heart this session.
There's always
You
time.
can't stop Thafin from committing any war crime.
I am ignoring the conversation going on behind me, and I approach and say, "Of course." And I pull out the trinket we got.
He immediately softens looking at it.
We've come to honor a request from the infirmary.
He explains that it's part of a recent practice taken up by younger members of the Aurora Watch. When a soldier is not sure of if they're not sure that they'll live long enough to make friends that will hold a memorial for them, they arrange to have a keepsake of theirs placed on the wall in their honor. So the whole idea is she doesn't know enough people in this city and she doesn't think she's going to make it. And the whole idea is the Aurora Watch will regularly pray here for the fallen. So because she doesn't think she has anyone that will honor her, she wants this trinket left so that somebody does eventually. And she couldn't bring it here herself. I assume you place it down?
Yes.
He says, I need a moment to pray. You're welcome to stay if you like. He begins to pray.
In prayer.
What do the rest of the party do?
I'm awkwardly standing behind them. Maybe not praying, but definitely, like, bowing my head in respect.
Stefan and
stay out of
Arthur
there.
are off to the side talking about actually needing the leg or if it was a joke. Because it's so hard to tell with a robot.
He's a drow. He's not a robot. He just has a prosthetic leg.
No, Artificer.
Oh, right, sorry. So everyone but Artificer and Thafin are with the prayer group.
I'm at the back. I'm not sort of in there.
Alright. So everyone that's still at the prayer by the time it finishes, as he stands, he says, Thank you. Thank you for staying. Are you willing to receive a gift for your patients?
If it would be appropriate, of course, but
You see him begin to cast a spell.
deserves a reward.
And which would be yourself, it'd be Sin, Raya. That's it. Everyone else was buggered off.
Yep.
You both now have a motive possibility. Using a reaction, you can expend this mote in the next 24 hours and re-roll any d20 of your choice. Once.
Well, let me put that in the thing and the stuff.
Lasts for 24 hours.
You said moat
Fucking
of
time magic.
possibility?
Yes.
Last 24 hours. And it's anything? We can re-roll anything?
One of them. One roll. Any d20 roll you can re-roll with your reaction, so it's after the fact. So you can roll really shit and say, I'm going to use my reaction to re-roll that. That's if it's in combat.
Yep.
Out of combat, whenever you want. To B5 now?
Yep.
Alright.
Thank the priest for his time and
He kind of
We
bows his
wander
head,
away.
but he's returned to prayer. Alrighty. So, you head to the temple. What once was a flourishing spiral-shaped temple has fallen into disrepair after those who tended to it were driven away or slain by demons. It has been transformed into an indoor farming plot to grow vegetables that don't require sunlight. Glass crunches underfoot amid overgrown weeds. Collapsed walls have been replaced with rows of wooden shelves that hold earthenware pots. Numerous alcoves are being used for planters for stubborn flora. Just outside the far end of the enclosure, a smashed mosaic of stained glass sits in a splintered window frame next to a withered skeletal tree. A furbolg moves through the temple and greets you. Hello? How can I help?
hello there. We have come to inquire about some items. I believe my friend wished to speak with you.
Hi.
Hello.
Yes. We just touching on memory. We were discussing that I would need to come and speak to this NPC regarding the vestige, right?
Yep.
Yeah, cool. Sort of feel. What's the place like? What's the whole demeanor of him right now when we're walking in?
He's a gardener in a dilapidated temple. He is a
Something to keep in mind. A furbolg is just a cow man. So picture the personality of a cow in a man.
There is a picture as well, if that helps.
Thankfully.
The most chill motherfucker.
He is a follower of Melora.
Okay.
However, he recognizes this was a temple to Avandra. He hopes to honor both deities by cultivating new life in a place of death.
Interesting. Full circle of life.
Isn't that just gardening 101?
Yep.
Use deceased things and things that are no longer alive to make things grow?
Yes.
Yes.
Thought so.
He says, "It is strange to see heroes here. Whilst meditating..."
Heroes? Who called us heroes?
Well, you're not from here. Adventurers? Guests? While meditating, I felt a warm and kindly presence, reminiscent of the prime deities. This is odd, as I feel that there is a relic of the calamity that has been awakened further up the mountain.
Interesting.
That's a weird feeling to have.
It is.
You should get that checked out.
I pray.
That doesn't help. That's the thing causing the problem, I think.
You're welcome to pray with me at night in a few hours if you'd like.
Oh my god, stop. You just fucking... The voice you changed to by accident?
Yeah, it's the best.
No, that was bad. No, that was bad.
It almost went like Forrest Gump.
No, you'd fucking turn it into the fucking dude with the mangina.
Anyway.
Old Greg and his mangina.
Old Greg. Anyway, he does invite you back this evening if you'd like to meditate with him.
Sure.
I'll accept the offer.
Return.
I will do the same.
I'm gonna follow exclusively so my friends don't die.
Why does someone keep changing the size of the map?
I was about to say, it keeps getting changed.
Don't look at me.
That was my bad. Ignore that.
Leave it now, but yeah, it happens. Is there anything else you'd like to ask him while you're here? Did you want to show him the jewel?
I think I will approach the idea of asking, do you know much about vestiges of divergence as what I've been told they are called?
I know of artifacts that were used in the Calamity.
I will show him the one that I have.
What did you say my name?
Do you know anything of this item?
He doesn't take it off your neck, but he kind of like lifts it up so you can like kind of get a look at it.
Yep.
There are 3 fragments of divine power. 1 is awake, 2 are slumbering. This feels similar to the presence I felt while meditating. I think it would be best if you meditate with me this evening.
Sure. I plan to anyway, so... Alright then. I guess we'll keep moving then. Is there... Or is he gonna sit and pray now?
No, it's far too early, even though I'm still getting used to the constant darkness.
Yes, it is different here.
Because remember, Bazzoxan and this area doesn't have a natural day cycle because it's of drow.
Yes.
So there's light, but it's not sunlight.
It's artificial light.
Effectively.
Shit's dark!
Pull the moonblade out, it'll blind everybody.
what did you want to maybe check in with Varian and then head to the inn? Maybe that's kind of all you haven't done.
Yeah.
Probably what I was thinking would be best.
See, I want to go to the inn so I can ask the innkeeper if there's been any rumors going around.
Did you want to see Varian first, or do you want to head to the inn last? Because that's kind of where everyone's kind of congregating at the end.
We'll go to the inn
Yeah.
last.
Okay.
Yep.
On the way through, you see 10 Aurora guards, mix of drow, human, and orcs, jogging in formation, keeping tempo, singing about the ways that they'll likely die. Alrighty.
It's a bit dark.
So you head to the Gatehold barracks, but on the way there, you hear weeping coming from the infirmary.
We should.
Does it
I
sound
didn't
like
cause
anybody
this
we
crime.
know?
Sounds like the priest.
We'll go in and check.
You kind of pop your head in. That
This is
young,
what religion does to you.
the young drow you helped, she
Mhm.
succumbed to her injuries.
No.
Okay.
And she's kind of crying over the side of the bed as she covers her over. She hasn't noticed you. You don't have to enter if you don't like, but that's what's happened.
I approach and I just put my hand on her shoulder and say, "She will always be remembered."
Did you even know her name?
I state the name that was on the carved bottom bit
Did you read it?
thing. I did read it, but I can't remember what it's
It's
called.
Naven.
I can't remember.
Naevyn.
You told us, but she chose not to write that note down.
That's alright, yeah.
Because this person wasn't important enough.
Well, she's dead now, so.
See, not important enough.
But yeah,
So I said Naven.
Naven.
Somebody note down the date so we can come
Can I
back here
just
when
confirm?
the anniversary.
Sorry, Rhett. That squeaky noise is actually coming from your music, right? It's not
Yeah.
one of my dogs.
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right. Every time I hear it, I think my dogs are like.
No. So the whole idea of Bazzoxan, it's kind of like a
It's
war
both.
town, yeah.
It's your dog and it's the music.
Don't be like that.
At the same time.
Don't be like that.
That
I
can be
keep
worse.
disturbing them while they're sleeping because I'm like, why are you hurting? Anyway, apologies. Continue.
Yep.
Alright.
I assume you head to the barracks now.
Yes.
Yes.
Alright. These barracks are filled with the sound of chatter, voices shouting orders, and metal clanging. Armored or watch soldiers go about their business, performing drills and sharpening weapons. The barracks are divided into 4 main sections: the war room, the mess hall, the training area, and the sleeping quarters. As you approach the war room, which is the main kind of space, the guards say, "Verin is expecting you. You're welcome inside if you like."
Thank you. And we head in.
You see that Verin is currently in the middle of a heated debate with some other drow, discussing battle strategy and the political concerns with his officers. A circular table in the centre of the room is covered with maps of Bazzoxan, updated barricade designs, and notes regarding various horrid monsters that have been coming through the rifts. Verin stops, greets you all warmly, but explains, "I do need to ask you a question. Why are you in Bazzoxan?"
I need to give you an answer. I don't remember.
I don't mean to sound brash, but we have 3 or 4 questionable organizations in this space right now, and I just don't need more problems.
We're not interested in political issues or anything of that nature. We were just here seeking information.
That doesn't help.
I'm sorry that I can't give you another answer other than that. We're not here to cause trouble. That I can tell you.
Like, you see him start to get frustrated with your vagueness. Right now, I'm dealing with a Cobalt Soul expedition that's gone to the Betrayer's Rise, with an Aurora escort that still haven't returned. I'm dealing with an agent from the consortium of the Vermilion Dream, staying in Bazzoxan, and I'm also dealing with an archaeologist that claims to be from the Allegiance of Allsight. He's been snooping around the crematorium. I do not know what these people are doing in my godforsaken city. And he swears in Undercommon.
all that actually, except
And he-
for the first one.
And he swears in Undercommon.
Oof.
Like,
Okay.
he's getting frustrated. No, not at you. Like, he's not at you. Like, he's not angry at the group.
he's
Just like...
frustrated.
We are problem solvers. You have 3 problems.
How can we help? Would you like us to maybe go and try and find this group that are lost?
So, of the 3, the Cobalt Soul are arguably the most trustworthy.
We
They're a
can
bunch of
investigate
monks,
the
right?
other 2.
The Cobalt Soul are genuine scholars that... Monks is not all monks, but they're scholars. And we supported their escort into the Betrayer's Rise. The Consortium of the Million Dream... We only just let her out for trying to bribe soldiers to let her seek. Because you see, she wants to find a ancient holy site that she believes is in the Betrayer's Rise. And
This is why I don't like the color vermilion. It's a bad color.
And the archaeologist...
You know what the hell familiar is.
I just don't understand why the Legions of Allsight would be here. Why would they...
Why do you have to call me out?
I have a query for you.
Yes?
Do the 2 parties perhaps have business with each other? Perhaps
Well, they're both
one
from...
wishes to keep an eye on the other?
Well, they're both from Uncarel. The Legions of Allsight want to close the rifts. I support that, but why send an archaeologist? Why?
Well,
That makes no
there's a
sense.
bunch of ruins around.
But he's claiming he's here to close portals. He holds scrolls and tomes. I don't trust him.
You don't trust us. I can understand that.
I trust you more than them. When the going got tough, the Cobalt Soul did their bit, but this elf and the tiefling were useless.
Well, you said he was a scholar. What else is a scholar?
Him fleeing injured 2 of my guards. There's a young drow. She's in the infirmary. I'm not sure she's going to pull through.
She
Never-
just asked.
Oh, darling.
He didn't.
Yeah, no.
They didn't make it.
And it's because he ran.
Oh, that's sad.
We asked him to hold. But they ran, so they tried to cover.
I'm sorry that happened.
This
I'm
is...
sorry that there's nothing we could have done to help further. But
This is why Bazzoxan's gates must stay closed. Right now, it is not safe enough for you to go to the Betrayer's Rise.
So fix the other 2 issues then? Sounds
let's
about
hope
right.
you fix those other issues first.
Well, the tiefling isn't an issue yet. Just a bumbling scholar. I don't trust the
He's a
elf.
bit bumbling.
I don't trust
Does
the
that
elf.
mean all
Neither did the
expeditions-
tiefling.
Does that mean all expeditions to the Betrayer's Rise have been indefinitely suspended for the moment?
Well, the issue is the gates to the Betrayer's Rise don't open. The only way in there is down, and when you eventually get up there, you'll see what I mean. It's just not safe.
Prices are down.
We should file this away for the B team. Information they should have. for
It's
later.
it's just not safe.
Viren.
I'd like to ask quickly. You were worried about us. You got these other 3 dudes. What about the other group that showed up just before us?
You've at least
Skeptical of them?
you've spent time with me. You fought with
So you're
me.
skeptical us because we fought with you. Now I feel
Goblin, may I say something?
right. You've been doing a lot anyway, so go ahead.
I'm skeptical of anything that isn't Aurora Roch. But you saved the lives of some of my soldiers. Therefore, you've earned the... Do you know how many people have been in this war room that aren't part of the Aurora Watch?
Wait, this is a war room?
Like, you look around and there are, like, there's, like, maps. There are, like... You got let in by armed guards.
Stefan was not paying attention as he walked through the
Yeah,
door.
you are in a war room. Like,
Yeah.
this is the center of their operation. And, like, you were expected, because he said to you, if you wanted to find him, that he'd be here.
Kind of.
That's exactly why he wasn't paying attention. He felt like the big shit.
But yeah, like,
I
effectively,
kind
like, you gather, like, this isn't something that an outsider would commonly get. Like, access to this space.
I try and sneakily slide up to 2L and say out of the corner of my mouth, "Do we tell them about what the archaeologist wanted us to do?
I think we should. Because at least then he knows what's going on.
I
We think
with
he's
my
trustworthy?
hearing, I'm guessing I can hear this.
Which guy? Do you mean the archaeologist or do you mean Viren?
Viren.
Viren is essentially, from what we can see here, he's the one running this place.
He is.
So
He's the
we have
boss.
no choice but to trust this guy. Either way.
Okay.
He is.
You just want to tell him everything because you're in love with him.
So he
No,
is.
this isn't. Wait, this. What? This isn't. Oh, that's Fogom. I don't know why. I looked at this and went, yeah, Viren looks different than I remember.
Just for you.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, there we go.
Alright, so I'm gonna sort of, as he's talking about all this, he's
And like,
stressed out.
and you see him like he pulls his hair back so he can like focus. He's got like hands behind his head. And he's pulled his hair back and he's just like. He goes, you know,
Viren.
yes.
We ran into this archaeologist before.
You mentioned.
He's very different. He was very insistent on not destroying a creature. However, we've obviously tried to dispose of these creatures, obviously. And I'll grab the box. Do you still have it in your hands, Jimmany?
Coop.
Did you even give it to me?
Yeah, when you were looking at it, I passed it to you. Yeah, that's what I said to you earlier.
The party suggested just not to open it in like the public.
Yeah, so we didn't open it yet.
Oh,
So do you still have it?
It sounds like he would. The sort of character he is still literally just holding it in front of him.
That's what I assumed, because without like direct being told, he seems like the character that would just walk around with it in his hands. So I will grab it and I'll show Viren.
I'll also pull out the goggles.
These were found in the stomach of the creature.
Not yet, Artisan.
No opening yet. And I'll show Viren.
This looks like an artifact from the Betrayer's Rise. Be careful. We've recovered artifacts, but most of them are cursed.
We were planning to take it out of the city before opening it, just in case the worst were to happen and it was.
Truth be
cursed or
told,
trapped.
this is possibly the safest place.
We'd rather not endanger any more of your guards or people.
I just want it to be known, the artificer, I don't understand why you are so scared of a box. That's why I'm so insistent on just opening it.
I'm with your metallic friend. I don't imagine demons will spawn from a box that's 3 inches big.
But we also don't want to unwittingly unleash something in your city that creates more chaos and destruction and misery.
Happens all for chaos.
He grabs his polearm.
Back from the other day. Don't be a bitch.
He grabs his polearm and creates a duplicate of himself. Metal Man, open the box.
Can you do, Captain?
What?
This will
Box.
this will be an intelligence check to try. It's effectively, think of it like a fantasy Rubik's cube.
Fantasy Rubik's Cube.
It's just a normal box, and he just has to figure out how the latch works.
He just has to push the button. It's like a Pokeball. Push the button and it opens.
No, it's just one of those latches where you normally would have a padlock on there, but there's no padlock.
Do we crowd around the box or do we?
Yeah, I'm gonna stand there. I'm gonna be ready for something.
That's what
Like this.
Veron's doing.
I'll draw the blade. Alright, let's go.
Wait, what am I rolling for?
Intelligence.
Intelligence.
So just add your
Good
intelligence.
roll.
A 4, I think.
You got it. What's the number?
He's still working out how to read his thing.
Guess it.
It's over here.
Sorry, everything is so
This one.
fucking small on this screen that I'm using. There was no visual before.
Plus 4 intelligence, so 23.
You just succeed in opening the mechanism. This was a very high DC. You were seeking a 22.
Good thing I'm a clever cookie.
Yeah. You tinker with the box for about a minute, and it pops open. There's a spell scroll inside. A spell scroll of Bestow Curse.
Hey, curses!
All right.
And like Varen like removes his gets rid of his clone and like lays his polearm down. See, nothing to worry about. You see, and like you if you look around, the guards are like sweating bullets for a minute there. That was sweating bullets.
Everyone's like, "Oh, this gonna be bad."
I say to Artificer because he asked what it is. It's a spell scroll. Basically, what it does is anyone can cast it, and it'll, by the looks, curse someone. No wonder the archaeologist didn't want it in the hands of the elves.
Can I curse someone?
No, Thafin, no cursing people.
I will take that scroll for the moment.
Well, no. Coop's the one that's got it. So if he gives it to you, you can take it. But it's technically in
fine.
Cooper's hands.
That's fine.
Hey, Artificer. I can give you a shiny rock.
No.
Artificer, do not let Thafin trick you. This is incredibly dangerous. I know you like rocks, but I can assure you, you will receive more rocks for not doing it than you will for doing it.
It's really shiny.
I pull out. I have something. I swear. I pull out the 10 decorative beads.
Fuck! I lose.
and I wait them in front of Artificer, and I'm like,
Jingle, jingle.
I will
Jingle,
give you
jingle.
all of these shiny rocks.
I'm just looking at
For
Viren.
not letting Thafin anywhere near that scroll or letting anyone use it without consulting everyone first.
I reach forward, and at the same time as I give her the scroll, I snap the beads.
So
Stephen's
yes.
just really dejected in the corner. Like, oh, fuck's sake. What is this scroll?
Sorry, old buddy, old pal.
So, Viren,
No leg for you.
you have a couple of problems. You need help to investigate these issues and resolve said potential issues. What would you like help with first?
Odin.
What are you most concerned with?
I need more information about what the Cobalt Soul are doing. I trust them, but I just need.
What are they looking for?
Well, not even what they're looking for. They should be back by now.
Where they are.
They went to the Betrayer's Rise?
Just to point out, you've already been told that somebody from the Cobalt Soul is at the inn.
Yeah.
You've already been told that. The name is Question.
Yes.
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 So, like, Varen is under the understanding that the entire Cobalt Soul, because he's talked about the Tiefling and the Drow, or the Tiefling and the Elf, sorry. He hasn't mentioned Question. I don't think he knows he's there.
Hey, Viren, what are the names of all the party members of this Cobalt Soul?
He looks at a guard and says, "What's that information? I'm sorry. I don't have the names of the thousands of individuals that live in this city."
Oh, okay, definitely not thousands. Maybe like the top 10.
Do you know any of them?
I believe there was a tiefling called Question. I believe there was... I can't remember the name of the monks.
That's okay.
Did they all go?
Not prepared for that question.
No. There was... let me scrap to the list. I've got a list of individuals.
Didn't have it in front of him.
No, it was a different page. There was Jenna Dragonwagon. I know, interesting name.
What are you dragging? That wagon?
Girl, you got that great ass wagon.
There was...
What that wagon do, though?
Dragon.
There was a Benedict.
Snatch?
No, was it Cabbage Patch?
Gumball Snatch.
Who names these people?
Did
These parents
Question
hate
go
them.
with them?
And I think there was a goblin named Reggie, but I there was more, but I just, you know.
That's okay. You've
That's
given us
okay,
something
let
to
me-
go on.
Let me also just ask, are you under the assumption that Question went with them?
I assume the entire Cobalt Soul went to the group.
We've been led to believe that Question's still in the town, so we might go and follow that up.
That
Find
was
out some more.
that is interesting. That's interesting.
Perhaps they will know.
I would say we'll go follow that up.
Of the three, the Cobalt Soul is who I'd trust most, but you seem like you're wise. You'll make the right call.
Do you want to look at this sheet? It'll tell you otherwise. -3.
I don't think those numbers are going to mean anything to him.
Look at all the crime that you're doing.
I just love the thought of Saffin pulling out his own character sheet and showing.
He's just
With,
randomly
with
decided
the
to
level
throw
of
it.
chaos
The fourth
Staffin
wall.
creates, that would be possible.
Fourth
It
wall
would be
breaking,
great.
just like, here.
I mean, it might be on the extended wild magic table. You don't know.
And Viren would just look at that paper and be like, what the fuck is this?
No, it's just a crayon drawing of a stat sheet.
What's this? It's a stat sheet for a game I'm designing.
And the best part is, he just keeps changing the numbers to suit the narrative at the time.
It's
So you can
strength
see
100.
certain sections get scratched out.
Yeah.
Every time he talks to AO, everything's like 20.
Everything's
I was
back
going
to
to say the
zero.
charisma goes up to like +20 or something.
I mean, it almost already is. Just saying.
So we'll make a move to the inn then to go see Quiet, I guess.
Not a problem. You're welcome to explore the rest of the barracks if you like, but otherwise, you're welcome to head to do what you like. You're welcome in the war room if I'm here. I can't have you in here without me. If I'm not here, though, the guards should be able to tell you where I am.
Is there any souvenirs I can take?
Perfect.
I've never been in a war room before.
Saffin!
No.
This is
At least
not
I'm
the kind of
asking
fight.
this time.
This is true.
Saffin?
It's an upgrade for him.
It is true.
You know what, Saffin? Here. And he pulls off from his lapel his mark of what's my train of thought?
Guards.
What's their name?
Aurora Watch.
Oh, the Aurora Watch. And he pins it to your shirt and says, "You are an honorary member of the Aurora Watch."
What have
I'll
you
take
done?
it. Thank you.
It's what have you done?
This comes with all the rights, right, of being a member? I'm gonna
Yes.
say it does anyway.
Yes. He says convincingly.
I'm not convinced, but I take it anyway.
I'll give the side eye to Viren. Thank you.
He nods with a smirk. And I should point out, he is a normal drow, unlike Gal. He is smiling and engaging with you in conversation. He's not this stone-faced drow like Galistrat is.
Yeah.
I give him a cup of tea, and I say thank you.
I
Where the
question.
fuck are you pulling all
Yeah,
these cups from?
he's like, "Are you a wizard?"
No, I'm just a lover of tea, and while Saffin broke some of my cups,
I didn't break any cups. It was only saucers. I didn't break anything.
I heard that, Saffin.
I'm
my
part of the
God.
police now.
Our
You
next
can't tell me what to do.
Points to the
stop is going to be a
badge.
magical fucking homewares shop, and it's going to be unbreakable pots and cups.
It'll be
Yeah.
that scene from Rick and Morty where he goes to the fucking planet and gets him to make indestructible plates.
have you guys seen Ferdinand?
Yes.
Right now, what I'm imagining is, when he ends up in the plate shop.
Yes.
That's what I'm imagining is inside of Rhea's shell right now. It's just when
Yeah.
Ferdinand has destroyed everything in the shop. The little old lady's like, "What?"
That's what happens when I'm in there.
No, that's after that's before I cleaned it all up.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
But yeah, so did you want to check out the other parts of the barracks? Was like the mess hall or the
I'm
training
happy to have
area?
a look around.
I'm
Before
gonna
we
hang back
leave-
and just ask Varen if he needs anything else Like, is he gonna take a break? Is he gonna eat
my
food?
God.
I'm gonna do the mum
I know.
thing, basically.
I know, but it's like really bad.
He looks at you. I do have to meditate. And he looks at you and says, as you would know, I don't really sleep.
Yep.
But I will often meditate, and I'll often head to the mess for a quick meal or send guards to get me something to eat.
I mean, I think we're headed to the mess hall next. Do you want me to grab you something while we're there?
I'd love that.
It seems like you're pretty busy here at the moment.
Only peasants have to eat.
Shut up, Zaffin.
He
I can drink a cup of tea and that's it to satiate me.
he says thank you.
Sweet. Off to the mess hall it is then.
Also, before I leave, I asked Viren if there's anyone in Bazzoxan who deals with materials with magical properties.
Interesting question.
Specifically.
Magical properties. We don't have... As you can imagine, we don't have a store per se. I believe there's those idiots that pose as a dragonborn. They sell odds and ends. I don't question it. It's not...
Is Raya just pissing herself laughing just over in the corner at this?
Yes. Yes. I'm just like...
She's probably smirking and giggling underneath her own sort of
I've lowered my head so that, like, you can't actually see... Like, you can see my eyes, but my mouth is in my shell, and I'm just giggling.
He says, we don't... Is there something you're looking for? Particularly, as we do recover artifacts from time to time, and if there's something particular you need, I can inquire as if we have it in any of our storage, but it's not... It kind of like gestures around him. This is a war room of an ancient city. There's not a lot left. But was there something you were looking for, Artificer? As you've done me a service.
Technically, yes.
Is it research you're looking for?
Can I whisper it to him?
Of course you can. You can message me on Discord or Facebook if you don't want the party to hear it.
I think you know what I'm asking.
But is there a particular something you're looking for in that realm, or...
Yeah, I'll just message you.
Message me, yeah. Yeah, cool. Just in case there's something...
Also, I have decided to name him Artie.
Artie.
I like that.
We came here to specifically seek information about an artifact, which we've been side questing left, right, and center.
We're getting more information on that.
Do we want to
This
see if
side
there's
quest
another
is
source?
literally so that we can get to the place to find out the information.
We don't want to see if there's a second source of information in the city that might know.
We were told to go to Betrayer's Rise.
I was about to say, yeah, we wait for now.
So, have you shown him the artifact?
I actually haven't.
You are in a room full of guards, though.
I was gonna say,
Yeah, I
are we
wouldn't
gonna
do it, yeah,
ask
fuck
him
that.
about it or?
Viren.
I also don't want to fight him on the off chance that we have to. He's dangerous.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh yeah, he would. He would.
Excuse me, Viren. Do you have a moment?
Not right
I
now.
rolled on the chaos table and killed everyone in an instant.
Not right now.
New campaign.
When would you be free? At your earliest convenience, please let me know.
200 years from now when this war's over.
I don't
Some
think
of us
I'm
will
going to
still-
live that long, but okay.
Some of
I'll
us
try.
I will be.
alive.
I will be.
I probably won't. So, yes.
Yep.
Another time.
Probably.
If your batteries don't drain.
I say to Viren,
Don't kill the sun. I'll do mine.
when you get a free moment, please, just pop by. We would like to have a chat about this place and Perhaps how we can be of more service to you. And I'm trying to like subtly hint that we want to tell him stuff in private, but we don't trust the guards around him in order to do so.
This evening I might...
What? How about this? Instead of eating at the mess hall tonight, why don't you come to the inn and have a meal with us? On me.
Sure. That sounds nice.
We will see you at the inn then.
Right.
That sounds nice.
And we'll continue exploring this place then.
Coop, I'm replying back to you, so I assume you don't want the party to hear this.
Mm-hmm.
It's drugs. He wants drugs.
Can we just say that
Red
they
Bull
walked up?
Huh?
There's just you and I in the room at the moment.
Yeah, so maybe they've headed out and... Yeah,
Now you ask the question.
yeah. Okay. I probably spelt words in there wrong, Coop, but
It's okay. Cooper can't read.
is there do you have a response to that question, or his response there, Coop?
He's typing. You can just speak loud enough because my mic is right here.
Oh yeah, that's right. Did we? Is the group still discussing further with him about helping him with them?
Well, that's what you're doing. Your goal is it sounds like your goal is to try and help him at least investigate the elf problem and see what question knows.
Okay, then I'll just be like we'll just. I said thank you. We'll just continue sort of helping you out, and if I get the chance, then I can maybe ask them later.
He says, I do have one thing that might interest you, actually. You seem like a tinkerer.
More like a tinkler.
The Cobalt Soul. I was looking through their resources. They had schematics for designs of creatures like yourself. Sorry, I didn't catch that. What?
You need to put your mic on if you want to talk to him.
I said, is that an odd thing for them to have in their possession?
It's an odd thing for me to see. But one of them... Question if he's still here, might be able to answer this better. But one of the schematics looked like a way to make your arm, if that's what I should call your part of your body, so that it can rotate. So you'd have a hand, and then rotate it, and it'd be a firearm of some kind. So rather than having to hold a weapon, they could shift their arms to be a weapon. Well, a good way not to be disarmed in combat. Maybe he has those...
A lot of time.
Well, he may have those schematics still. That might be something you could tinker on yourself, if that's what you're into.
That definitely is one thing that I am very intrigued about.
Well, that might be... That's all I can help with your unique species, but I hope that helps, little one.
It does. I very much appreciate that.
Good luck with question.
Also, off-topic question: is this town safe enough to sort of just like wander around myself?
It is safe enough, but if there's an attack from Betrayer's Rise, you better hope you're with some guards.
That's fair. Yes, I'm only asking that because party has a thing with inns and places where people consume things, he feels left out and he just doesn't like going.
We can get you some gears to eat.
Or
You don't
rocks.
eat now.
Yeah, you're right.
You get him some
I
rocks.
can pour tea on you.
But yes, it's safe enough that you could like wander around as long as you like. If there wasn't a demonic incursion that you didn't just, that you yeeted it. But yes, safe enough.
Cool. Then I'll just sort of mosey on around the inn. I won't go too far, but I won't go in and stuff like that.
No worries. All right. So anything else you wanted to do while you were here?
Nope. Don't think so.
No
I
worries.
don't believe so.
Well,
We're
it's-
just going to do a tour of the place, and that was about it, really.
But yeah, effectively, there's a training area where there's some guards sparring. There's a mess hall where there's some people eating. Yeah. If you'd like to engage with him, you can. But it's just and then a sleeping barracks. Which, if you try to enter the sleeping barracks, the soldiers explain that this is something that you are not permitted to enter, as this is where guards are sleeping. Let them be. But yeah, effectively, you do have free reign of the other two spaces.
I have free reign of your ass. I mean, what?
Fair enough. Is there anything else you guys would like to do?
No.
Not that I can think of. I'm just going to keep an eye out for any sort of potential things that I've been looking for.
Perfect.
That's about it, really.
Yeah, you gather that this isn't going to be a place where you're going to find a lot of
No.
magic shit.
But I'll still keep my eyes out.
Exactly. Well, it's time to head to the inn. And I should point at this point in time, it's definitely like early evening. Like you've
Cool.
been around for a while. You head to the ready room. A large barn with a steeply pointed roof looms over the battered structures near the centre of town. Over the double door hangs a sign that bears the tavern's name, the ready room in Undercommon and in Common. Sorry, in Undercommon, Orcish, Goblin, and Common.
Alright.
But yeah,
That sign can't tell me what to do. I can't read.
the ready room is ran by siblings, a brother and sister who are drow. Deleuze that runs the bar and handles most interaction, as well as the kitchen, and Prima, the sister, manages the finances and inventory. There are the ground floor contains piles of bits and pieces, and a dozen wooden stalls that have all been turned into sleeping quarters. Behind the and then a rope and hoist pulley functions like an elevator, allowing access to a spacious loft where the proprietor has equipped a bar and surrounded it with 24 stools that are mostly occupied by patrons. Behind the bar is like a stove, and you can order basic meals. And there are spaces to sleep. Would you like?
Cool. When we walk in, I'll approach the barman.
Yep.
Good evenings. How are you today? This evening.
So I should point out, in the inn, you can see a woman in red. You can see the tiefling from before, and another tiefling talking to said tiefling.
Interesting.
Yes.
So you can see these two on the right.
Yep.
And then you can see the tiefling talking to another tiefling, and the elf is kind of in the corner of the room just kind of watching things.
Is there any bands or anything playing in here, or is it just quiet?
Pretty quiet.
Okay. Deleuze, was it?
Yes, I'm the proprietor of this place. Can I interest you in a drink or a cot?
I was actually wondering if we could possibly look at some lodging for myself and my companions here.
A cot costs 2 silver pieces per night. We also sell common adventuring gear. However, it does come at a premium to get it from us as a reputable source.
Oh, of course. That's fine. How many can we fit to a room? Just out of curiosity.
It's not rooms. they're cots. You are renting a bed.
Yeah,
So
okay.
it's 2 silver pieces per night per bed.
Okay, no worries. I'll talk with my companions and see where we're at, but we'll definitely order some drinks and some food. Is there a stage area in here so that I'll offer to play some music to liven up the place a bit, maybe?
It's a
Or
barn.
try?
There's no stage. This is a barn. Yeah. There is like a space in the corner you could definitely perform in.
I might just ask if he's okay with me playing some music for the crowd. Just put some music in the
He
air.
says, I'd actually rather you didn't. There are people sleeping downstairs.
Fair enough.
Do you know?
Oh,
That's fine.
bad.
This city is
That's kind of the point, Kuba.
What's Coop saying?
It's a war-torn fucking city. Of course, it's depressing.
Yeah, like you are in effectively these guys. This
is
town.
Ukraine.
Effectively, like not to be to sound terrible, but these individuals live like you literally. And remember, the other thing too is they are outside of the range of the Luxem here.
Yeah, this is it.
So if they die,
they die.
that's it. So they are here to ensure the rest of the dynasty survives. So, like, that young drow that died, she doesn't get a chance to come back.
Yeah.
Because they're outside of the range of the
So
Luxem.
annoyed.
Yes. And that's why he's really annoyed with that tiefling.
Alright. Well,
He says, for drinks for your group, we'll call it 5 copper pieces. If you want some rice and some overcooked moorbounder, yeah, let's make it 10 copper pieces for the lot.
done. And I'll hand over 10 copper.
Yep, which is 1 silver for your whatever's easier for you.
Easy.
He says, he pours the drinks, gives them to you. He says, I'll bring the meals over in a little bit.
Thank you.
Oh, can we order 1 extra for Varen as well, please?
Varen?
He hasn't arrived as yet, but he will be joining us.
Keep the gold. Keep the money for this. Varen doesn't pay when he eats here.
That's okay.
He wasn't paying.
He wasn't paying. I was going to pay for it anyway.
No. We're not charging Varen. But we will make sure a meal is ready, so when he comes, it'll be brought to your table, I take it?
Yes,
Please.
Done.
Thank
Unless
you.
he's
Sweet.
really awkward
And I
decides
still
to
leave
not
them
sit
there
with
and
us.
keep going. That would be awkward. We'll talk across the room at each other.
He like kind of
He's like, I don't want to be seen associating with you.
I'll talk to you. Across the room. And I'll bring the drinks over.
After about a couple of minutes of you sitting there, the tiefling that you spoke to earlier, Prolix, approaches you and says, "Oh, my friends, would you like to meet Question?"
That would be great.
Question, come over. These are the adventurers I told you about. Question, a tiefling in, what are they called? Where's my train of thought? In the monastic robes of the Cobalt Soul, approaches the group. And he says, "Tell me, you feel it too. My comrades don't, but I do. The history surrounding this place, the romance of heroes fighting against impossible odds, sacrificing everything for the sake of defending the world, all done for people who would never know them, never think of them, never be able to thank them, simply because it was the right thing to do. And ages later, we see the Aurora Watch somehow doing the same, and they don't even know it."
Oh, I feel it so much. It makes me hurt inside.
I am Question, and whilst we are from different sides, we both just, it's just, we love history, and we'd like to know more.
It's at this point where I just want to walk around outside for this comes into the
I can't hear a word that you're saying, mate. You sound like you're underwater.
So Artificer is sick of walking around outside, so he wanders in to join them.
Got it. See. She says, "Would you like to see my sketchbook?
How old is Question? Like, roughly. Is she young?
Early 20s.
Yeah,
young.
Okay. So
She's
she
young.
comes off kind of young. Yeah.
They
okay.
both are quite young. Both these tieflings appear quite young.
Yeah. Okay.
Can someone make me a perception check?
Sure. Actually, I'm talking, so it makes sense not to. I
I will.
guess.
Pray that the
Who's
gods
making the
like
check?
me.
Whoever.
You want me to make the worst roll ever?
That is a 21.
21.
It looks like Alosia is currently eavesdropping on the group. Anyway, and she says, "I've been researching this place back home at Ankarel." And she, do you look at the pictures?
Yes.
The first sketch you see is the island, a sketch of an island bathed in moonlight of the dual moons, both full. The island is covered with trees, marble pillars, and crystal shards that resembles the final resembles the final chamber in the Emerald Grotto, which is that place you were in episode 1. The second, sorry.
Quick question:
No, I just said oh.
Did anyone get told, other than the person who successfully saw, get told that they were eavesdropping?
Unless they mentioned to it, no.
Okay,
Oh.
just wanted to check.
And I should point out, she's not reading these descriptions out loud. You're looking at the pictures, so the elf's not
Yeah.
hearing this. The next picture
But they have elf eyes, like Legolas.
is a rough drawing of something you're very familiar with: the Jewel of Three Prayers. The next is a rubbing of a symbol that depicts a long-haired woman peering into the distance. And then the last is a folk ballad written in Undercommon that speaks of an unnamed halfway god, a champion who was given so much power by 3 of the prime deities during the calamity that he became nearly divine himself.
Yeah, Thafin, I remember him.
Does anyone make a religion check to see what that depiction is?
I would love to.
What's my religion? 2. Oh no, I'm of no help. I got 8.
My roll is 22.
You realise that this is the holy symbol of Evandra the Changebringer. Question notices that you're looking at it and explains that this is a rubbing that she took from Betrayer's Rise.
She rubbed Betrayer's Rise. Hmm?
Like, it's a rubbing, so she like took the paper and like
Yeah,
charcoal
she
or whatever.
rubbed
we
it
get
all
it.
over it.
You dorks.
Um,
And does anyone ask her about the picture of the Jewel of Three Prayers?
I'll like, as we're going over them, I'll be like, oh, what's that?
She says, it's the Jewel of Three Prayers. It's a lost vestige. I don't know what it's about, but I understand it's filled with divine power from the calamity.
By divine power, like
We talking good, bad,
we're
betrayers?
talking curse. We're talking end of the world.
It's I believe it's the key to the mythical cycle that resonates through Bazzoxan.
Sorry, I'm not familiar with the mythical cycle of Bazzoxan.
I described it when I got here. The romance of
Alright.
heroes fighting against impossible odds, sacrificing everything for the sake of the world.
I wouldn't say that's romantic, but okay.
The idea of sacrificing everything for people that will never know your name?
It's not romantic.
In my
Heroic.
eyes, it is.
Heroic. To some romantic. I could see it.
Okay.
Well then.
While this is all happening, the elf approaches the group. I am Alicia. I am seeking passage safely through Betrayer's Rise. Based on this conversation with this tiefling, I am prepared to pay you 50 gold pieces each. As long as I am successfully brought in and out of the Betrayer's Rise.
Do you have permits and permission to be in Betrayer's Rise? Because as far as we're aware,
It's been shut down.
It's been shut.
I have ways to get there.
That
like
doesn't
that.
bring me confidence.
I am paying you 50 gold to join me. Each. You don't need to ask questions. And you see the tiefling that you've spoken to, and he's like shaking his head. Prolix is like, Go on, sorry.
I say in Elvish to her.
Me?
No,
No, to the...
Elusia.
Yep.
Hello?
Hello?
We can't hear what you said to the other lady.
There we go. If you can gather official passage through it, then we will consider your offer. However, we are friends with the guards. We're not about to betray them, dear.
I have no interest in this back and forth. Yes or no now?
No.
No one will. As she starts to walk away, she says, "I need to get to the Rudium," and wanders back to her table. And the moment you guys have said no, she's not interested in talking to you. She walks away.
As she walks away.
This is why you don't eavesdrop.
Watch your tone, goblin.
The only thing I watch is my girlfriend's eyes.
Elf.
Which one of us came through then?
Both.
Yes.
By the way, Coop, did you catch what she said under her breath?
Yes, I did.
Good. If you're taking notes, that is spelt Ruidium.
We should know how it's spelt. We didn't see it spelt.
No, but
I pop into my shell
For
and
note
get some
taking.
chamomile
Yeah.
tea.
Yeah, we gotta guess it right. Otherwise we lose.
So, I have some question comes back and says, well, now that she's out of the way, I do have some work if you're interested. I'm prepared to pay.
It's more than 50 gold. We kind of just lost 50 each.
Well, I've got 100 gold at least.
Each.
I don't have that much.
What is your need?
However, if you do the favor, I have enough information that will mean Varen will have to let you into Betrayer's Rise. Officially.
What is it that you need?
Much better logic.
I don't like to accept things without knowing things. I already have a
So,
else in my life.
He's got a good point.
I know what's going on in... I believe they're dead.
Yay!
I mean, what?
But I believe I know where they are.
The rest of your party?
Yes.
Okay.
That's why I didn't join them.
Portal.
No. I believe part of them returned to town today. However,
Oh! I get it. We killed them.
if you do a job for me, the Cobalt Soul would be in your debt. You would be 100 gold pieces richer, and I will talk to Varen to see if he can help get you access to the Betrayer's Rise. All I need you to do is head to the Hythonius estate and speak to our contact. As we tried to speak to him before heading to the Betrayer's Rise, but he wasn't available. Hythonus has some information about the Betrayer's Rise that he wants to share with us for our research. And he apparently had information on how to close the biggest rift that's been unleashing the demons over the city. He'd become quite obsessed with his research, and I believe he had some information out for us. He also collected occasionally cursed relics that were brought back from the Betrayer's Rise. If you could parley with him, get the information from him, that would be greatly helpful to me.
We'll see what we can do.
That I like. You gave me the information. And
I have
made it clear what you wanted.
I have nothing to hide.
You don't understand how many people don't do that.
Well,
It's fucking annoying.
I'm very sorry, little one.
I accept. If something blows up, it is Artie's fault.
you.
And he points at Artie.
We'll see what we can do.
After this conversation, Varen comes up the lift. He's not in his armor. He's in more casual attire. Blackened robes, but still allowing his graceful features to be present. His white hair out and running down his back. Is it too late to join you for a meal?
Varen.
Not at all.
And Tia swoons.
And I'll point.
And Tia's just
Oh,
like,
the meal's already coming over.
I was about to say I'll put a hand up to the bar to get another round.
Varen's meal looks substantially better than what you were served.
Oh,
oh, that's
absolutely
fine.
understandable.
Um,
And we'll
Expect
just
nothing less.
yeah.
if you look down outside now, you see 2 Aurora guards at the gate, the door, like on the inside of the door, standing guard.
Yep.
You gather they're giving him space, but
In
just
the
in
area
case.
in case he needs it.
Yep.
Yep.
Well, you've got good timing. I'll give you that, Varen.
Thank you for
Question: why aren't you with the others? I need to stay back and research. Okay. How have you gone, friends, with your... back to Varen. How have you gone with our little quest?
Well,
He looks around to see the elf's still there. And as she sees Varen arrive, she kind of, slinks away and leaves the inn.
do we notice this?
Who's got a passive perception over 12?
I believe I do. What was it for passive again? Sorry.
Passive is just the number. So, your wisdom plus your modifier. So, so for instance, I'm looking at Rhea's stats. Her wisdom, so her passive perception is +4. So hers would be 14.
My passive
Mine's
is
over
7.
12.
So it's plus. So it's 10 plus whatever your plus to proficiency to perception is.
Yep.
Oh, okay. So I have
So, yeah.
13 there.
Yep.
Yep. So anyone over 12 notices that she kind of slinks away.
I turn to Varen. Well, you just missed all the fun. We have some
Is this the
information
person
for
that
you.
asked us
Yes.
to take?
The money and bugger off. She got the shits when you said to her no. Because you
Yeah.
weren't prepared to bend rules.
No means no, bitch.
She just decided to leave.
After some time, Varen asks Tia, would you walk with me?
Absolutely. And I turn to the others, and because I don't know how long we're going to be out, I just simply remind them, we made promises and assurances that we were going to go meditate.
That
At the
from
gardens.
to after this.
Just
Well, we-
reminding
Having
you.
theirs too.
we can meet you at the temple if you like.
Sounds like a good
to
idea.
me.
All right.
I secretly slip Tia a herbal blend of tea and give her a wink.
Oh my
Yeah,
god, did you just
fantastic.
give me an aphrodisiac?
I
Gave you enough for 2.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Freya, I love you.
This is
The-
great.
Varen, we'll start with the Varen side quest before we head back to this. Varen says, it's been so long since I've spoken... And I should point out, this conversation he's having now purely in Elvish. He's not saying it's in
Oh,
common.
okay.
This is purely in Elvish. It's been so long since I've seen kin from above ground. And he brings you back towards B1 and up onto the wall.
Yep.
What's it like?
To be honest, I left home a long, long time ago. I've been traveling to enhance my skills with healing and cooking and trying to combine them. I've been on the road for a very long time now. I would love to go back there someday, but I'm not nearly
yeah.
Yep.
And he shuts his eyes and he goes, but what's it like? Trees that still grow. Plants that don't taste of this. Like he's trying to imagine a place that isn't the wastes.
Yeah. I look at him curiously and I'm like, how long have you been in Bazzoxan? Just out of curiosity, is this all you've known above ground?
I've only ever known the wastes. I was born in this life, in these wastes. I've been the commander here for nearly 100 years. We're fighting so much. And like he kind of gestures over to where that B6 is. And they'll never remember our names. I thought being promoted to the, commander of the city was going to be an honourable thing. But unless we break this siege of Betrayer's Rise, the men and women that are here, it's a death sentence. And I can't even give them more than this. And not all of my soldiers are elvish. Some of them are human. Orcish. I don't expect them to live to see the end of this conflict. I'm not sure I will. And it's just... not much.
Well, I could paint you a picture with words on the forest that I come from.
I would love...
But I feel like that would make you long for a life you may not be able to obtain.
When this siege is broken, I'd like to see that. Walk with me. Tell me where you've been.
Absolutely. Oh shit, sorry. Didn't mean
That's
to
right,
mention
that's
that.
fine.
I can't remember where we originally said I was from. We were saying the woods, but I can't remember which one.
I think we said you were from Singorn, or in the area around Singorn, which is in here, which is near the Verdant Expanse. I'm pretty sure we said you were from that neck of the woods, which is from Tal'Dorei.
Yep, perfect. So it's like in between the mountainous ranges and the ocean.
Yeah, so
there's rivers and stuff.
Singorn is kind of the elvish capital of this place. And it's everyone but Drow, so you see a lot of high elves, wood elves. Singorn's kind of the vibe.
Yeah, kind of the vibe. Okay.
Yeah.
I come from a forest where a lot of the elves interchange and intermingle frequently and often and freely, for that matter, all apart from the Drow. But the place that I come from sits between a mountain range and the ocean, so we get the cold winters where there are snow-capped peaks that you can stare at from the valleys, sitting on the edge of the river while you fish or hunt or gather water for supplies.
What's snow? Remember Drow from underground.
Yes. Snow is like... what would the equivalent to snow be?
There wouldn't be one.
Like dust, maybe, but temporary?
describe a bloody dust storm, but say it's snow. It's
cold and wet.
Frozen water. It's a frozen. It's
Well,
a
I
frozen
don't know
dust
if they
storm.
would if they would have frozen water underground. God, it's making assumptions. Snow is like a very cold, kind of form of water. It almost is like salt, where it forms
He
flakes and
is
it drifts
struggling.
down.
He's struggling to hold back a laugh. I may not have seen snow, but I certainly do know what it is. I do love the description, though. He says.
Tia gets all embarrassed and just kind of.
He says,
shuts up.
"Do you trust me?"
As much as I can. I barely know you, but you've not given me reason to doubt you yet.
Good. He casts darkness. He takes your hand and kind of walks you over to something. He then casts... You can hear him cast a spell.
Yep.
He cuts darkness, and you feel yourself being propelled up.
Oh,
and
Jesus.
you're on like this kind of like catapult contraption being shot up. But when you get
And
to
you
like...
feel a warm goopiness in your hand.
When you get to maximum like height, which is probably around 200 feet up, you realise you're starting to float slowly down. He's cast Levitate on the both of you. And then he casts Dancing Lights. And now you've got like this bird's eye view of Bazzoxan. You can kind of look up and see Betrayer's Rise.
Yeah.
Whilst they haven't seen snow. And like he's saying this calmly as you're kind of floating back down towards like the sacrifice engine. Don't worry, he's not aiming you towards that. He's kind of aiming towards the city centre. This is what I see. But one day, when we break this siege, you'll have to show me Singorn.
It would be my pleasure.
He takes your hand, you land in the city centre, he slowly walks with you to B5. That will go back to the rest of the team at B5, because obviously that's happening while this will happen at B5. Fogholm...
Sapphin's looking over at this happening and he's going, oh, she's high as a kite. What did you give her, Rhea?
He's not
I
wrong.
didn't give her that kind of tea, don't worry.
But you have that kind of tea too?
Only a small amount. When I
Ray is holding out on us.
Rhea is holding
Yeah, just a bit.
Every kind of tea, guys. Every kind of tea. I did not lie.
Fogholm is actually meditating when the rest of the team get there. He's interrupted. I didn't realise you were joining me still. Wild Mother be praised. Sit or kneel, whatever's most comfortable.
And I'll do this. I'll do that.
He hands out tea that he's prepared.
Tia's gonna take off her shoes and kind of like get
You're
her
not-
bare feet. Oh, I'm not there yet. Okay.
No, you're still in floating.
Fuck off, you're not
This
here!
guy.
You are
Oh my God.
on the romantic date with the thirsty drow.
I mean, she's the thirsty drow. He's on the romantic date with her.
Well, apparently we're both thirsty, but sure.
Hey,
Hey, that's why I've got you the tea. I am very excited for tea. So I sit down and immediately
It's
like
very
into
earthy.
the tea, almost like a wine connoisseur.
It's very, very earthy. You gather that he's dried herbs and plants that he's grown here, and because of how difficult the Betrayer's Rise is to grow things, it's kind of like the best he can do with what he's got. But it's very earthy. But it's earthy and bitter, but it's not bitter that it's undrinkable. But it is definitely like a earthy tea. After some time, everyone that's there, so not you, Tia, unfortunately, it fades to black. You see a young human, curls plastered to his brow by sweat, sinking to his knees in the garden. His eyes betray a lack of sleep, and despite the softness of his features, he looks like he's experienced more pain than any one person should bear. They're counting on me, he whispers. They need me, but I'm exhausted and frightened. What should I do? Please, someone tell me. What do I do? The moons race across the sky, soon replaced by the angry red sun that rises before a fateful battle. 5 silhouettes approach the temple, and one claps the kneeling figure on the back. Their voices are muffled, as if coming through water, but you see them embrace, standing strong, before marching off to war. The vision concludes, and you all fall prone to the ground, having momentarily passed out. Fogholm doesn't see the vision, but sees that you've all fallen unconscious and awaken moments later. And this is when Varen and Tia walk in, seeing the party unconscious and waking up.
What did we miss? Are you guys okay?
I fucking am sick of this happening.
What happened?
I have a headache.
What happened? What did you see?
I explained the vision to them all.
How many times has this happened? Is this number 4 or 3? I can't remember.
So you explain the vision. Do you explain the vision to Tia and him? To everyone there?
To all who are present, yep.
Yeah. He says, I say he, I mean Fogholm. He says, I believe this is the central figure in your vision is the hero of the Calamity. The Kryn capital of Roshana was the betrayer god citadel of Gordranas in the time before the Calamity. And the Betrayer's Rise was once a fortress protecting Gordranas. In the darkest days of Calamity, the Prime Deities and their loyal champions laid siege to Gordranas before capturing the Betrayer's Rise and routing the Betrayer God's forces there. Though storytellers have long since forgotten the names of many of these heroes, the force of their bonds still resonates across the land. He then gestures to part of this church. You realise that vision you saw is in this garden. But it was beautiful and growing then. And scratched in common are the following statements. Friends forever, don't blank blank forget blank blank. The blanks are ineligible. The next one...
I remember the 5th of November.
You owe me... The next one is, you owe me a drink in Marquette. And the third and last is, I am writing this... blank blank. Record of me stating blank. I will never ever duel you again. Oh, and sorry, 2 more. This blank blank written proof blank promise to show you the mountains of my home one day. And the last one is, we love you. We will always be with you. Varen says, this is clearly important.
Quit ignoring me, damn it! Continues to ignore me.
If you want, I will give note to my guard to allow you into Betrayer's Rise. Still holding your hand, be careful. If you go down there,
yep.
I can't promise that you'll make it back. And he looks at you, Tia. Yep. You promised.
I did.
Well, it's late. I'm going to go meditate. I assume you are heading back to the inn?
Yeah.
Well, rest up. Do what you wish to tomorrow morning, but when I get back to the war room, before I head back to my personal chambers, I will let the guards know that you are to be granted any access to the Betrayer's Rise that we can give you. Okay?
Thank you.
As the party's sitting out, he says to Tia, you're welcome to my chambers if you'd rather not stay at the inn. We both meditate.
I think the party is going to plan for Betrayer's Rise tomorrow. As much as I want to, and am absolutely torn about this.
I give her the look. Just go. Life's too
I
short.
say to her,
We can fill you in.
I say to
There'll
her,
be time on the way.
I add on to that in a whisper. You don't need it at a full boil, just a rough boil, okay? Once the bubbles start,
He literally just
that's when you can
turns
put the
away and
cheese
starts
in,
walking out.
okay? And then you add in the chilies, okay? It's best fresh and hot, but you can let it cool down if you need some time.
She is absolutely
No.
paying attention, but also giggling slightly under her breath.
And I say, go. And I say to Viren, have her back in the morning, fresh as a daisy.
You can.
Like rabbits!
We'll be in the.
Anyway, oh, it's fine.
We'll be in the war room in the morning if you need us.
That's why I say fresh and daisy. Fresh and daisy doesn't need to be. Oh, darling.
Varen is looking very like, I don't want to be part of this conversation.
Uncomfortable.
Effectively, he's looking at Tia saying, effectively, are you coming with me or are you going with them?
And I just walk away with Varen.
He heads back to his. He goes to the barracks, and you accompany him. He gives word to his guard that the next exchange at Betrayer's Rise to be that the group. He actually says, led by Tia, are welcome and to access Betrayer's Rise as would any member of the guard.
I am upset. I am the leader of this party.
You're not there.
Of course you are, Faffin. You're not there, don't worry.
So
He just knows. He can sense that that someone else is being told that they're in charge.
So, team, it's 10 o'clock at night. It's 10 o'clock at night. There are 2 objectives. I don't think either are something you can bash out quickly. I'm happy to do the side objective if you want to do that tonight, but that's going to be a little bit longer, and we could have a break now. Or do you guys want to tap it out here at 10 o'clock and then come back to that next time?
I would personally prefer to tap out.
I think it's a good spot.
I'm pretty beat, and we're in the position where we can sort
I'll
of
beat you in a minute.
make a decision.
Perfect.
of
Right,
how to
so
proceed.
what we'll do is we'll pick it up the following morning after a long rest, and go from there. Let's find someone to raid. I think who do we want to raid, guys? I'm thinking I'm going to raid Ragen.
I think I'm gonna raid Ragen, yeah.
I'm happy.
Yeah.
I'm happy to raid into Rage, and that's fine with me.
For everyone else, thank you so much for hanging out with us. I'll get the VOD up as soon as I can, and I'll talk to the group, and hopefully we'll all be playing D&D soon. Otherwise, have a great night to everyone that watched. Thank you for hanging out. Have an awesome night, and please join us for the raid of Ragen, a big supporter of it, particularly Demisin and I. We'll talk to you all soon. Have a great night.
Catch you.
Bye.